TV and streaming home of the Cardinals. Subscribe directly to FanDuel Sports Network and stream the Cardinals or watch through your TV provider. Visit FanDuelSportsNetwork.com for details. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Chris Ronchi, Amy Marks Kors, The Chris and Amy Show.
Check it out. St. Louis, Mound City. We are going to have a great day today
On 104.1 FM.
Let's take it from the top.
KMOX.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
Doesn't it feel like a Monday?
You know what?
Feels like a
100% it feels like a Monday.
Yeah, this is about right.
I just want to say, false advertising, you never call it Mound City.
I have.
Hey, ooh.
I have. It is, St. Louis is known as Mound City.
I know it is. I learned that from,
Me.
that's right.
You're welcome. We used to have a bunch of mounds, you know?
Well, but I thought the mounds were in Cahokia.
Well, yes, but they were over here too. There was a really big one they excavated.
Where did our mounds go?
They got excavated. They were the big one that was north of like where the Lumiere Casino Hotel is. Is it still the Lumiere?
No.
What is it even called?
I think
Horseshoe?
Is it?
Yeah.
Whatever that is, there was one north of it and it got excavated. I forgot what they used it for, but they took all the dirt away.
Was it Lumiere, the candlestick in Beauty and the Beast?
Yes.
That sounds right. That was French, the French candlestick. Yes.
Lumiere, the candlestick.
So 3 hours of this. 314-436-7900. Join the show with you till 12 o'clock. Then the Gas House Gang at noon, talking Cardinals baseball and more then. But we need your...
And listen, we really need you guys to join the show.
Yeah.
Go call and text because the high school students can't.
Mm-hmm. That's
can't.
right. They're in school.
They're in school and they can't have their phones.
They cannot.
So
and that's a huge part of our market.
Huge demo.
The high school kids in class listening on the Odyssey app and texting in.
Yes.
314-436-7900. Also on the Odyssey app I just mentioned, you can leave us a voice message. Just press the button that says send a message and you could do that, record it, send it. You might get to hear it on the show. If you want to watch us, you can do that too on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We are on Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX.
Time now for the top of the order. The top 3 stories everyone will be talking about.
Amy said it for a lot of kids in St. Louis. Back to school today. And for those kids back in school that can't use their cell phones.
That's right. So we won't be hearing from them. But the St. Charles Data Center that we've been talking about, a huge meeting about a super secretive data center that may go into St. Charles, it may fail because 2 St. Charles council members have already signaled that they may vote no. The critical meeting is tomorrow night.
And also the Cardinals get swept by the Yankees at Busch Stadium over the weekend, but a road trip begins tonight. They will play the Marlins in Miami. Then they got the Tampa Bay Rays over the weekend. One of those weird things where they play a 3-game series against the Rays.
Mm-hmm.
They play Thursday, Friday, off Saturday, then they play Sunday.
Why would MLB schedule it that way?
I keep forgetting what it is. I don't know. There's something going on Saturday. I don't know.
Because this happened last year. There was either a holiday or a weekend day that there was no game, and it just felt it felt counterintuitive to selling tickets.
Yeah, I mean, Saturday is such a great day to go to a baseball game, pretty much universally.
Yeah. Well,
so whatever.
Okay, we're going to get into first day of school, but first, Robert, who's watching on YouTube, you can watch us on YouTube. He says Lumiere, Disney Beauty and the Beast, voiced by Jerry Orbach, most famous from Law and Order.
Also, I believe, didn't he play the father in Dirty Dancing?
Really?
I think so.
Wait,
I think
in
he was
the
the dad.
original Dirty Dancing?
Patrick Swayze.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the dad?
And Jennifer, whatever her name is. Yeah, he played her dad.
Gray. Jennifer
Gray. That's right.
Lumiere, the candlestick,
Mm-hmm.
was the dad of Jennifer Grey in Dirty Dancing.
Allegedly. And
Insane.
And I believe he's somebody's real dad, like famously. Like, isn't there a famous daughter of his? Or am I making that up? I don't know. Anyway, yes, that's correct, Lumiere. We also want you to know that this show is a service. It's not just highly entertaining and surprising and delightful, but we provide a service for you. And a texter, an early texter, this person texted the KMOX line like 3 hours ago. This is from Mailman Lou.
Oh,
who says,
what's up, Mailman Lou? We need postal workers.
That's right. He says, you guys inspired me back to school today, and I had my 3 boys wash bed sheets yesterday. Start the year off right. Didn't get to mine and my wife's sheets. Hopefully today.
Love it. Love it. He
See?
gets it.
And if we had not mentioned that your bed sheets are disgusting, he probably wouldn't have washed those
Here's
sheets.
what I think. I think one of his kids is going to grow up, go into the military,
Mm-hmm.
become a general, like General Mark Kirtling from St. Louis.
Oh, my gosh.
Lead troops.
Yeah.
And be one of the most respected people in the country, in the history of the country. And he'll say it started when my dad, the story started like my dad made me wash my bed sheets, and I learned the importance of that, which directly is related to us. We have just created one of the greatest Americans ever to live.
I wish my parents had instilled a little discipline in me.
I do too. We all do, honestly.
I mean, they tried, so just didn't take.
It's hard when you're the only child because you can tell he's the only child because
No,
he
you
thinks
can't.
you think
No, you
you're
can't.
adorable
No, well,
and you love attention.
I mean, I don't love attention.
yes, you do. Then why
Not
do you
really.
go around hitting people?
Oh, that's a great question. Why do I do that? I don't go around hitting
Yes.
people. I mean, kind of.
Yeah, I mean it's not
It's
violent.
like, yeah, it's just like a little, poking,
Well, at any rate,
poking and tickling. That's- All right, Amy,
yeah, get
what's
to
happening
work.
today?
First day of school. So
Oh, no.
remember how last Monday we did the first day of school? It was what you would call a soft open.
Right. Because this is the week that
Yeah.
everybody's back,
Yeah.
basically.
A lot of maybe some private schools were back to school last week, and but most of the public schools I think start today, which is very exciting. But also Missouri has a new law that requires a ban on student use of cell phones and personal electronic devices during the school day. So this would love to hear from parents of different schools, school districts, 314-436-7900, whether you go to private school or public school. I'm looking at Parkway School, their cell phone policy now in compliance with the Missouri law requiring a ban. Well, we were wondering, will the kids put the phones in bags in each classroom or in the hallway? But it looks like right now the way cell phones will be stashed, and we can follow up and see how this works at the different school districts, is that basically cell phones, which includes personal devices like smartwatches, tablets, and laptops, all need to be turned off and stowed away. So it sounds like the phones will be at least not in bags, my understanding. So they'll be turned off and stowed away. Students will be subject to disciplinary action, may have their devices confiscated if they violate the policy. But with their laptops, you think, well, don't kids use laptops? Yep, but the schools give Chromebooks. So you just have to use your school Chromebook.
And this is, by the way, all day. This is during lunch breaks and even passing periods.
Yes,
So
and-
as soon as the first bell rings,
Yeah.
your phone is off or away from you until the last bell.
Yep. And there are exceptions, obviously, to the cell phone policy. You can use your cell phone or personal device if there's emergency at school. And that could be a dangerous situation, like a fire, a safety threat to the school, an evacuation of school grounds, a medical emergency, tornado, and so forth. If you have a health-related purposes, such as you need to monitor a medical device, you can do that, or a specific educational purpose approved or directed by teachers or staff. So again, I think this is great. I like the cell phones being turned off and stowed away in your bag. You can't have smartwatches. You can't have laptops. I guess there is a little bit more of a chance that kids can not turn their phones off or secretly access their phones or devices in their bags if the phones are on their person
Right.
versus being locked up in a clear bag. But, I think this is a step in the right direction. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for the younger generation. We already know that some of the schools that were the tip of the spear for this, the schools that, like in California, had a whole class, freshman to senior, graduate, 4 years of no phones, found improvements across the board, from grades to anxiety to their ability to socialize, talk with their peers. I love that. We owe it to the kids to help protect them from smartphones.
Oh, I totally agree with that. And we have had so many discussions about it. And just look, there's plenty of data that still needs to be collected on just how much it affects kids, how much, because we know it affects all of us to an extent. Kids probably more just because they're so impressionable still, that using the cell phone all day is a problem. And I think that we will find out more and more as time goes on. And I think that, and this is probably a good moment to bring this, and this is Dr. Curtis Kane, who was the Rockwood superintendent. And he was telling KMOX about how this has gone down since they have tried it out.
What's going to be different moving forward is this notion of literally from bell to bell that the cell phone is not to be seen or heard throughout the day. And that is different from what we were doing last year. I think we're going to have to provide students some short-term grace and a lot of reminding of what the expectation, in this case, now state law, happens to be.
So, and another thing he said was that they had 0 complaints from parents.
So insane.
0.
Do you know that never happens?
And so
that never happens.
And I imagine that'll be fairly universal. You might get one here and there in different school districts. One person might call in and complain or email or whatever. But I think most people are really on board with doing this. And he was also talking about kids. And this is an idea that did not occur to me when we were having this conversation originally, when Michael Calhoun was doing the interview, and they were talking about how at lunch it used to be that kids are just on their phones, not talking to each other. Like at the lunch table, they're not really conversing. They're on their phones. And that you're starting to hear chatter
cafeterias are loud again.
Yeah.
That's so good because
I didn't even think about that.
That's such a great point because it's a visual we can all picture, that loud cafeteria, whether we remember it ourselves or we see it in the movies. It would be creepy to walk into a quiet cafeteria because everyone's just looking down on their phones. And again, I love that they haven't received any complaints. I think the kids, like I said, we've talked to some kids about it where it needs to be everybody. Of course, a parent could tell their kid, you don't get a phone, but that can be kind of isolating for the kid.
Right.
And so during school, for the adults to do what they needed to do, which was pull back on this drug we've unleashed on the young generations and let them be kids again. It will be interesting to see if kids handle it better than like I would. Because if you said, okay, Amy, I forgot my phone. I didn't have it at work. I would probably feel the phantom buzz of the phone, or I would feel like, oh, I want to look this up. Oh, I can't look it up.
Totally.
But I do think there would be relief after a while because I know there's relief on vacation, right? When you're hiking and you don't have any cell service, it just takes the pressure off of you. You don't have to use your own willpower not to look at your phone.
Do you love this idea? Is it as universally loved by the listenership, by people listening to the show, as we think it might be? Go ahead and tell us what you think. 314-436-7900. Also, because it is first day of school, let us know what your best or worst first day of school memory is. Do you have a bad one? Did something terrible happen to you?
Oh, come on.
I'd love to know if something bad happened.
That's sad.
Yeah. Well, it's always a good story.
Or if you have sent your kids to school today and how do you feel about the phones, right? Or how did your kids feel about first day of school? Some kids love it. Some kids, like Michael Kelly, still traumatized. He's still traumatized.
I know. Also, Bill, watching us on YouTube, says that the reason the Cardinals and Rays don't have a game Saturday is because the Buccaneers have a football game. We got a preseason game. So I guess they get the stadium. Right. Anyway, that's all we do. We give information. Sometimes we crowdsource it. 314-436. And we do a lot of that. 314-436-7900. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
Hey, it's Debbie Monterey in studio with Gloria Liu, broker, owner of Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty and St. Louis's real estate expert. Gloria, while most agents make big promises, you're known for your upfront written guarantees.
My name is My Promise. While many agents promise you an unrealistic sales price just to get your business, I'll provide you with an upfront written guarantee stating if I cannot sell your home for 100% market value, I'll pay you the difference.
Gloria, that's what sets you apart from others and why I recommend you. Folks, why risk working with just any agent when you can work with the best? Gloria Liu guarantees your sale price upfront and in writing.
Absolutely. And if I don't, I will pay you the difference. The agent you choose in this changing market matters and could cost you or make you thousands.
Sell your home with certainty, confidence, and for 100% of market value, or Gloria will pay you the difference. Call 314-325-6888 or visit gloriahasthebuyers.com. That's gloriahasthebuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Do you have a dark curiosity? Heart Starts Pounding, Horrors, Hauntings, and Mysteries is a weekly podcast hosted by me, Kaylin Moore. Each week, I'll take you on a dark journey through terrifying true urban legends, bizarre true crime cases, chilling tales of backwoods horror, and more. So if you're looking to join a passionate community of the darkly curious, check out Heart Starts Pounding on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, stay curious.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Your biggest choice in home restoration is who do you trust with your home, your most valued asset? Well, if you can match Banner Construction's experience and dedication to excellence. Banner is an elite preferred James Hardie contractor and Pella window specialist. Restoration is a one-time opportunity to have Banner's design team show you architectural options to make your home the neighborhood showcase. Call for a free consultation today. 314-569-1050. Now hiring qualified carpenters. BannerConstruction.com.
Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best of the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Register by September 2nd at MissouriBroadcasters.org.
Hey guys, Glover here with my friend Mark Cantor at Cantor Injury Law. So as you know, I'm a lawyer, so I take this very seriously. Mark is a great attorney. He has a great team. He is from St. Louis. He is local. Call 314-628-9999 or visit CantorInjuryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be solely based on advertisements.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station.
Sit down, Waldo.
Back to school today, baby. Not for me, though. There's nothing better than not having to go back to school.
Well,
it's awesome
to
never go back to school again.
You know what's better than not having to go back to school?
What?
Having the summers off, and we don't get that anymore.
Son of a...
I would go back to school if they said, Amy, if you go back to school today, you get June, July, and August off.
You know what I hate? Homework. I hate homework. I hate stressing out over...
All work is homework when you homeschool.
I hate stressing out over tests. You know, just like, there's a big test tomorrow.
See, I will say homework, I get the idea of homework. I've helped kids with homework, obviously tutoring. But there was no such thing as homework because we just got our work done during the day.
I get it. And Amy, do you know what it's like the night before a math test for me? I feel just it's incapacitating. I'm yakking and crying It's God,
See,
it sucks.
If you guys are ever listening to this show and you think,
I'm bad at
man,
math.
I hate Chris Ranji, he's just wrong. He's just wrong politically and everything. And you feel mad at him. Think of this moment. Think of little Chris throwing up and crying because he's so nervous about
my
his math test
test.
because he does not get the labyrinth that is the multiplication table.
Those numbers, what are they doing? I don't get it.
So
Let's talk to Sue, visits us in St. Charles. Hello, Sue.
Hi. My brother and I had an interesting first day at a new school. Our dad's a pastor, and we moved to a little town in southern Missouri. The school bus came that morning, and we got on. I was in third, he was in first. And in the afternoon, we got on a bus, and we rode, and everybody got off except us. And the driver looked at us and said, "So where do you live?" And we said, "We don't know. We live by a church."
Okay.
They didn't have addresses. We were just Route 2.
So then, how'd you get home?
The bus driver drove till he found a little white church, and that's where we lived.
Oh my God.
Mom and Dad were like, but there was nobody to call back then. There was no transportation department. This was so long ago that we didn't even have an operator. When you picked up the phone, you didn't dial it. You told somebody whose number you wanted.
Oh my gosh. Well, glad you finally made it home.
Thank you for calling
That
in.
could have been bad, Sue. You could have ended up in a different county.
I do miss.
New parents, new family.
I mean, you could have started all over.
Yeah, because back then,
The parents were like, well,
a kid shows up on a doorstep.
Yeah.
It's just your kid now.
it's just your kid.
Yeah.
Or a kid leaves the doorstep and that kid's gone. I will say this. I don't miss this because I never had it, but I wish we had it. I wish we had phone numbers with words in them now. Like Buckingham 728. My mom had a phone number like that. There was a word in her phone number.
You mean like on how each number has 3 letters and it spells out something?
No, you would say, please, someone. I know our
So you would pick up
demographic has this.
You'd pick up that phone, the clack, that you pick up that thing, and then you'd say, the operator would pick up,
Yeah,
and then you'd say, yeah, I need Buckingham 752.
or-
That's, ooh.
Or Eddie 241. Pam probably had this. Pam, if you're listening, text me.
That sounds awful.
I
It just
love it.
sounds awful to have to go through life like
If you
that.
remember the word that was in your phone number, 314-436-7900.
Tim in Arnold joins the show. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, folks. I have one. I'm 62 years old, and back in the day when I was 5, going to kindergarten, I won't name any schools, but we lived in the city, and we would meet before school on the playground, and then after so long, the bell would go off and everybody would line up. I thought it was just like being in the Army. I didn't know anybody, and we all marched in the classrooms, and they had very big classrooms. They had a front door and a back door. Well, I was just shaking in my boots by the time the teacher would go to the blackboard, start writing the lesson. I was out the back door, down the steps, and heading home. And I crossed a very busy Grand Avenue street, and I beat my mom and sister home, who walked me to school. I just took a different route, and I would hide under the back porch until my sister ratted me out. And this went on for a couple months. Finally, they bribed me with a fire truck or something. But I would just, the smell of the new clothes, the pencils, the crayons. I didn't know anybody. And it was, I think about it and laugh now, but I was really traumatized back then.
Oh, poor Tim. We're glad you're okay, Tim.
He beat his mom and sister home.
What the hell? Can you imagine they get home? What are you doing here?
Wait.
We just dropped you off.
Oh,
man.
that's adorable.
That's how I feel. That's how I felt going. School was one of those things for me that if I didn't want to go, but by the time I got there and was there and settled in, by the end of the day, I didn't want to leave. It's weird.
Okay.
That's how I felt.
You told me that earlier. Like maybe it's like you accepted your fate.
I guess.
But it's hard
I
to
gave in.
change that. Yeah, routine. Okay, my mom said her word was Underhill. Like you would say Underhill something.
Mary from Baldwin texted in. She says it was Lafayette 7.
Can you imagine?
And
you're
somebody texted in and said Hemlock 1.
That can't be true, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Is it the address? Is that the address of the house you're calling?
What does that mean? Question mark.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. But imagine you are at a club or bar.
Yeah.
You don't go to clubs. You go to bars. You can't wear a hat like that in a club. And you show up and there's a lady and you're like, hey, I'd like to call you sometime. And then she's like, my number is Underhill 471. That's so cool.
I would love to dial a Underhill.
I don't know what you do with the word, though. Do you tell somebody the word?
I don't know. Is that how you got a hold of women back then? I thought you had to call on her. Did you have to show up at the house?
Well, they invented phones.
Yeah, they did.
That was
So
pre-phone.
Give us your first day memories, good or bad. We love to hear them. 314-436-7900. It's Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
The Dave Glover Show.
If you sit down with me and we talk about who I am, what I am, my values, political, voting record, you're never going to walk away and go, that guy's a bleeding heart progressive. I'm just not stupid. And I just don't take bait. And I just don't do things because you tell me to, or that I'm afraid that if I don't, fall in line or get on the bandwagon, people aren't going to like me. Been there, done that for years.
The Dave Glover Show, now on FM 104.1 FM KMOX.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Well, you're never going to believe it, but there's a heat advisory today. Currently, it's 83, but it already feels like 98, hot and humid with lots of sun. A high today of 97, partly cloudy tonight, warm and very humid. Could be a thunderstorm around, a low of 76. Weather sponsored by the Penn Mutual Life Insurance Company, PennMutual.com/STL. Times are always changing, but Penn Mutual stands the test of time. The 178-year young Mutual Company is leading the way in life insurance. Ask your independent advisor or go to PennMutual.com/STL.
Cardinal Cowboy here. After proving the doctors wrong following my accident, I got back to baseball, started kicking field goals, and finally got paid as a pro kicker and ultimately became a leader in the marketing world. That's why I trust Renner Garage Door, exceeding expectations for over 65 years. They service, sell, and install top brands like Delden, Amar, and LiftMaster. Get your free quote today. Check them out at RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, forward and back. Giddy up!
RENNER, RENNER.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Our firm handles hundreds of crash cases involving semi-trucks every year. A crash case involving semis is much different, and if you don't know what you're doing, you can leave lots of money on the table. Many times there is separate insurance for the cab and for the trailer. Sometimes there are actually layers of other insurances and excess insurance that some lawyers may not know about because they don't see that many cases. We see these cases every day. Also, there are federal laws governing the hours a driver may drive in a 24-hour period and logs that are required. A crash case involving a semi-truck is a totally different animal than a simple car crash. We have lawyers who only handle these cases. It's all they do. Rolling the dice with the wrong law firm can be disastrous. Call us on your cell phone at Pound Law, pound 529. It's so easy. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was.
I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Retiring soon? Get the information you need by joining Kyle Jones and Matt Allgeier of Fire Capital Management for your retirement highway, Sunday mornings at 9:30. Investment advisory services made available through Pine Ridge Advisors, LLC, registered investment advisors. Securities made available through AE Financial Services, LLC, member FINRA and SIPC.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Weaver's one strike pitch, a swing and a fly ball center field. Grisham shading his eyes, waits for it. He makes the catch, and this ball game has come to an end. The Yankees swept the Cardinals this weekend, winning today 8-4.
That wasn't a great weekend at Busch. By the way, we thank you for everybody participating and giving us their old phone numbers.
But
We do.
We have to talk
We
about the
appreciate
Cardinals.
you.
We appreciate you calling in. Honestly, our boss doesn't want us to do a whole show on phone numbers. He told us he can't do a show on phone numbers.
Yeah.
He can't just get people's phone numbers.
Yeah. Let's go to Tim on the South City.
My phone number is...
I was Hampton 555. Okay, great. Thanks. All right. Let's talk
Anyway,
to Joan. Okay. We're not doing that, but thank you.
Yeah, if you're mad, just email Steve and say, hey, I was one of those people. Okay. But when I say we appreciate you, we do. Our jobs are contingent on you being involved in the show.
Right.
Pretty much.
So I don't know what are you trying to do to us? So
no, that's what they were doing. They were
helping.
That's why we don't want to trivialize their contribution. At any rate, continue.
So the St. Louis Cardinals, your baseball team, over the weekend, not a particularly good weekend for them against the Yankees. They were swept by New York. Pretty good baseball team. We know what the season has become and how difficult it's been and where they are as an organization. But there's just something, if you've not been following along this year, it is highly unusual for us, at least in the last 20 years. We are not used to seeing a Busch Stadium that is relatively empty.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek Gould wrote about this in the Post-Dispatch today, that they are now, and it's very easy to find the attendance numbers and look them up. I'm not sure how many people even think about it or think to do so, but they are now ranked 19th in the big leagues in attendance with 28,000, almost 28,900 per game. That is an average. That is so much lower than what we are used to because they had a run for 7 years from 2013 through 2022 where they were second in attendance usually. Think about this. We're talking about the Dodgers had the best attendance in baseball, and then the Cardinals were always right there at like number 2.
They were always sandwiched between the Dodgers and the Yankees for the most part.
Which is amazing that this market drew that many people. And even going back almost 20 years to 2006, we have not seen this team have a ranked attendance lower than 7th. People support the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Cardinals fans come out for this team, and a lot of it is based on winning because they had pretty good competitive teams in the 2000s. Really not until the last 3 years or so have they started to struggle in terms of competitiveness. But that is that's striking to see that number. And I went to the game on Friday night. It was, by the way, gross, which is not the Cardinals' fault.
Yeah.
The weather, you can't do anything about it. It had cooled off from like the 100 or whatever it was early in the day, but it was so dense. The air was just so muggy. And I know that sometimes that keeps people away, but it doesn't really explain the entire season. So I just think it is really remarkable that we're in this place right now.
It is. And I will say this about the Heat. The Heat keeps people away from a bad team. It doesn't keep people away from a good team.
That's right.
If you win, they're there.
Yeah.
Same with like oh, it's crime or people don't want to go downtown. It doesn't stop them when they're winning. It doesn't stop them from seeing the Savannah Bananas. It's just another excuse, seems cruel, but just another excuse or just another reason piled on top of the main reason, the primary reason being that the team's not winning. They're just not winning, and it's not fun to lose a lot. And I get that they could be worse, and they're still, at least before the sweep from the Yankees and the bad Rockies series, they were very much in it.
So, I mean,
but the Rockies are outdrawing the Cardinals.
Yeah, which is wild.
Which is wild. I will do the one caveat that in Denver, they have made Coors Field just like a ball to go to. It's an event. My sister, I could say, hey, I have a suite to go to Cardinals games. Let's go to the Cardinals game. I've got a suite. It'll be great. Oh, no, that's okay. She's just not a sports person. But she got wrangled into going to a game in Denver because it was just an event. And they swung by and then left. But there's that. But the Rockies are outdrawing the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals understand what's going on now. This is from the Gould piece. Vice President of Ticket Sales, Joe Strom, he talked to Gould, and his quote is, fans have a right to voice their pleasure or displeasure, and we know there is work to get people back. We have to earn them back. That's the entertainment industry. You've got to earn people's discretionary income. So they understand it, and they understand that it is about winning. You could do all the stuff on the fringes, have a good environment, good atmosphere, activities, things for people to do at the ballpark, giveaways. You could do all of that all you want, but nothing supplements a winning team. But what we know about the Cardinals fan base, and I'm saying this as somebody who spent a lot of time with a completely different organization with how the fan base responded to them winning. So in my time working with the Sox, even if they were good, it was sometimes a struggle to get people to the ballpark. They're a extremely skeptical fan base. They want it to be proven to them first. And they not only want it to be proven to them a little bit, they want it proven over and over and over again before they start buying tickets. Cardinals fans have shown, and the evidence is clear, that if the team is good and all it takes is one season, they're coming out. Cardinals fans are coming out for this team. And I don't think it would take very long to earn that trust back. So to get people back in the seats.
Yeah.
And we don't know how long this rebuild is going to take. It could be 2 years. Some people think it could be pretty quick, that by 2027, provided there's no lockout, which it kind of looks like there's going to be, this team could be pretty good by then. Some people think it's going to take 3, 4, or 5 years. Which I hope it doesn't take that long, but I can see it taking that long. The bottom line is, though, people will come back to this team when they're good again. And I think that's a testament to what Cardinals fans are and how supportive they have been historically of this team.
What role do you think the season ticket price increase of 2 to 3% plays in people renewing or not, or buying season tickets or not? Is it like the weather that it affects a bad team? It doesn't affect a team that's winning a lot. I shouldn't say bad team. It affects a moderate, mediocre team.
Yeah, they're not a bad team.
Yeah, they're not a bad team. I shouldn't say bad team. If the Cardinals were winning, people might complain about the 2 to 3% price increase, but they still are buying tickets. If the Cardinals aren't winning and the fans don't have a vision, they don't understand the vision of the front office, they're not sure a vision is there. They're like, okay, we've got JJ Weatherholt, but other than that, what are we looking forward to? It may be a bit of a deterrent.
I think it's a little bit of one. I don't think it's a significant deterrent when it's just 2 to 3%. If they were to do like 10 to 20%, then you might have a lot of people saying, well, I'm not doing that. I mean, thanks, but no thanks. But I do think that for a lot of people, maybe they've just had tickets for a long time and they want to keep it. They want to keep the ones they have. It also depends on demand. Like if there's a waiting list for season tickets, which I know there's not, but if there were a waiting list, you would definitely not give those up. You'd hang on to them because the team is probably going to be good again within the next few years. And I think they are. I think they are moving in the right direction, or at least the plan looks good. And the plan is to make the minor league system better so that they continually churn out talent, guys who can play at the big league level. And if you're not doing that, you just can't sustain winning. You have to be able to spend in free agency. You have to be able to make shrewd trades.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be good in that area. But if you don't have a strong foundation, which is what Chaim Bloom, the new president of baseball operations soon, that's what he's here to do, is build that up. And if they build that up right, then they can get back to what they were 15 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, and again, like whether it is the hot temperatures, the humidity, it's just gross outside. Maybe people don't want to drive downtown. Maybe they're irritated by parking prices. It's really just those are ancillary or secondary to the primary reason of the Cardinals not consistently winning, because I'm trying to think of a sin that winning doesn't cover. What could the team do that fans wouldn't come to the stadium if they're winning consistently?
Man, I
can't think of anything.
Fans are forgiving for winners.
They are. What would keep, if the Cardinals are just winning, plowing through to the playoffs, what would keep fans away?
This is pretty dark.
Oh, geez.
But I'm serious about this. Think about players who get accused of sexual assault or something, and fans come out to defend them because they're good. They're good players.
Oh no, that's what I mean.
And I'm talking like
yeah.
other sports.
Yeah.
I was in Chicago when the Patrick Kane thing happened, and I don't know if he did or did whatever he didn't do. I'm not sure. But he was accused of it, and the default position for every Blackhawks fan was he didn't do anything wrong.
So this was
because they were winning.
This was 20 years ago, maybe more, because I think I might have been in high school, but I listened to like ESPN national radio a lot in the morning shows, and some quarterback, it wasn't like the Ben Roethlisberger thing, but it was something else. And I'm offended by the cavalier attitude, which with the host were just like, dude, if you can throw a ball, I don't care. Off the field doesn't matter to me if you can throw a ball. And I hate it, but I think that's how a lot of people, a lot of sports fans view their team. Because
in every city, Amy,
if you're winning, people will show up. I can't think of a single winning team that doesn't pack the stadium.
In every city.
Yeah.
Every city, every fan base.
Most sports
in the world.
Yeah.
Will defend a team that's good.
Yeah.
And it almost doesn't matter what the infraction is.
I feel like we should look deeper into this. It's actually a crazy human psychology experiment. Think of how high and mighty we are as a culture. Think, well, this is 2025. You can't do that 2025 unless you can throw a ball, at which point do whatever you want.
You can get away with
Isn't that insane?
If you're a great quarterback, you can get away with anything.
When I was a high schooler, I was started writing an essay because this is the type of high schooler I was. It was like how to get away with murder and other things I've learned from the NFL. And it was basically just learn how to throw a ball and you'll be okay in life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because, there were all these scandals. And then obviously the Ray Rice situation, if that video hadn't come out of him beating up his girlfriend and dragging her unconscious by the hair out of the elevator, the NFL would have said, 2-game suspension. You're fine. It's crazy. Now we've gone really, really dark. But I think the point is, when you win, nothing will keep fans out of the seats.
Nothing will keep them from supporting you. And the Cardinals have the fans' support, and they're always going to, but it's just a matter of people saying, yeah, I'm going to spend my money on the team right now, or no, I'm not.
Yeah.
But they're always going to be Cardinals fans. They're not going to jump ship. They're not going to become Pirates fans or Cubs fans or anything else. They will just maybe wait a little bit before they come back to the ballpark.
And I will say the definition of winning is different for every fan base. And I think with the Cardinals, if they were moderately competitive, fans showed up. So I'm not poo-pooing that.
Of course.
I'm just saying ultimately for any team. Robert points out the Tampa Bay Rays have been pretty competitive.
And they can't draw. At all.
Yeah.
Unless the playoffs come around, and even then they have a tough time.
So maybe that's the fly in the ointment.
That's Amy Marks Scores. I'm Chris Ranji. When we come back, did you see this?
That's right.
It's coming up. We have Scott Warman joining the show at 10:30. We'll talk a little Cardinals baseball with him. Scott from FanDuel Sports Network Midwest. Chris Cillizza will talk to us at 11 o'clock about the Trump-Zelensky meeting. We got a lot coming up on the show today. Glad you're with us on 104.1 FM KMOX.
This is Mason Wynn of the Cards. Community America asked me to tell you what it feels like on Profit Payout Day, when our members get a portion of the profits. I'm thinking it probably feels like opening day. Exciting, new, or even better, I bet it feels like playing the star shortstop who turns a game-winning double play. And the fans go wild. They ask for selfies with you and autographs. You get a lifetime supply of free stadium hot dogs. Yep, that's basically what it feels like when you get your profit payout. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
Energy security isn't a slogan, it's a necessity. American-made energy means we call the shots instead of depending on foreign sources to fill our tanks. Made here in America, ethanol keeps gas prices lower at the pump. It's reliable, creates jobs, and strengthens farming communities. Tell Congress to support nationwide year-round access to E15, a lower-cost fuel made with 15% ethanol, because American-made energy should come first. Paid for by the Renewable Fuels Association.
It doesn't take a lot to make a big difference.
That's why we've teamed up with Jerry Kelly Heating and Cooling to bring you 100 acts of kindness.
For the next 6 months, the Chris and Amy Show is challenging you to spread kindness in simple, meaningful ways. No big budget needed.
Write a thank you note, help a neighbor, surprise someone with a smile. It all counts.
Let's prove that kindness is contagious. Share your acts with us by using hashtag 100KindActs.
Because a little kindness goes a long way.
It's the annual KMOX blood drive with the American Red Cross, August 21st from 2 to 7 at multiple locations. Everyone who attempts to donate receives a $15 e-gift card. Make an appointment in the Red Cross Blood Donor app or at redcrossblood.org and enter KMOX for a drive near you.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend. Oh, my Bob!
With the heat we have here in St. Louis, just a note, most air conditioners aren't set or able to handle 100 degrees without running constantly. So before you freak out and think your air conditioner is bad, here's a few tips. If you don't have ceiling fans in your bedrooms, you can get pedestal fans and put them in your room. Keep those running all the time. On a second-story house, put one pedestal fan on top of your steps and blow it into the foyer area up high so it's cooling the heat as it's coming up and circulating the air. If you have an attic fan, simple, quick fix, plastic bag, cut it up, and duct tape, because what's happening is it's sucking in all your attic air and the heat and humidity from the outside. Try those things before you call anybody or you call me. But if you did that, please call me, Bart Inman, 314-293-2600. Remember, 0% financing is available for most up to 60 months. God bless.
Hi, I'm Dr. Colleen Bosler, and I'd like to introduce our newest associate, Dr. Adam Voss.
Hi, I'm Dr. Adam Voss, the newest addition to the Audiology Center. I'm very excited to join this amazing team. I'm a St. Louis native, graduated from Washington University School of Medicine, and I'm passionate about hearing healthcare and connecting people back to the things that matter to them most: family, friends, music, or even their favorite British TV drama. At the Audiology Center, we care for our patients like our own family. If you ever need anything, come on by or call us and we will make sure to address questions or issues same day. My ultimate goal as your audiologist is to listen to your individual needs and guide you on your journey to improved hearing. There are a lot of audiologists in town, but only one Audiology Center. We might not know how to change a tire, but we know a thing or two about audiology. And I want our current and future patients to know that you can trust us with your hearing healthcare needs.
Thanks, Dr. Voss. The Audiology Center, 3 locations. Come visit us at theaudiologycenterstl.com for more information.
Chris Runji, Amy Markscores, because life is too short for boring radio. 104.1 FM KMOX. Now, did you see this? With Chris and Amy.
Amy, do you love Sports Center?
I love Sports Center.
Did you watch it back in the mid 90s when it was just it was really at its peak then?
So I couldn't watch it all the time because we didn't have cable. But I watched it early 2000s when we got cable.
So mid to late 90s and then into, the early aughts. Sports Center was the best, just the absolute best. It's still good. It's just that we don't need it as much as we used to because you can get highlights whenever you want them, wherever you want, right? Rich Eisen is coming back tonight. Rich Eisen, who was a very well-known Sports Center anchor, one of maybe the two most popular ever.
Him
I guess
and
three.
Steve Levy?
Well, no, Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick.
Steve Levy, yes.
He was a Sports Center guy. I think that's when I got it. I think it's when I got cable because Steve Levy was the host when I got cable.
The probably the most popular ever, Rich Eisen, Dan Patrick, Keith Olbermann, Charlie Steiner. Those are probably the guys, right? Well, Eisen from 96 to 2003 was on Sports Center. He's coming back tonight. The Rich Eisen show is coming back to ESPN, but he is anchoring Sports Center 10 o'clock our time.
A guest? Or
No, he's
the new anchor?
anchoring. Well, I don't think it's going to be. It's a guest spot.
Because I will say I didn't watch the Rich Eisen Sports Center, but again, with social media, I am on the algorithm that feeds me all of the Rich Eisen interview clips, and he has some of the best interviews.
Oh, Eisen he does
They're
really
insane.
great. Yeah, he interviews some real legit celebrities.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, big names, really good interviews. Okay, speaking of legit celebrities, the Philly Fanatic has
I love the Fanatic.
Has some tips for you because Ranj. It's an armpit outside.
Gross.
And how are you going to go up and meet the ladies if you're an armpit and you're sweaty? The Philly Fanatic says this is his tip. You take a squeegee bottle and you fill it with 1/3 vodka and 2/3 water. And then you just spray your head and spray your body with vodka water to neutralize the smell as you prance around the ballpark.
So vodka, what?
Yeah.
I use vodka, water, and what?
Vodka and water.
And that's it?
1/3 vodka, 2/3 water in a squeegee bottle or a spritzer. Just spritz yourself.
That's all I need?
That's what he does to keep the stank away.
Well, okay. That's interesting.
Do you know what I know? If you do happen to have a bottle of witch hazel, you can get it at Walgreens, like a big bottle of witch hazel. I think that kind of does the same thing. It's an anti-stink, and you can put it on like a paper towel and some water and just wipe yourself down.
Okay. Are we not doing deodorant?
Well, you can't reapply deodorant if you're the Philly Fanatic in the middle of a game. This is like if you're at the ballpark.
Okay.
Or you're at a fair or a festival.
Well, not many of us are not wearing giant furry outfits that cover our entire bodies when we go to the ballpark.
Speak for yourself.
Well, I'm amazed at how good Fredbird smells. Fredbird does not stink.
Matt. Ugh.
I'd never want to smell him. I don't care if it is good.
Well, if he comes up to you, you can't help but smell him. I'm not like putting my nose in his pits.
I've never smelled Fredbird, which I think says a lot.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Does a really good job of staying clean. Good job, Fredbird.
So hot.
It really is. Amy Marks Kors and Chris Ranji. This is the Chris and Amy show. We've got hour 2 of the show coming up next. And Matt, our producer, just went on a vacation. He was gone last week. You probably didn't notice. He was.
If you actually might have noticed, it was an extra good week of shows.
Oh my God. Things went so well last week. But Matt was gone. And we have some travel tips because Matt thinks he is the perfect traveler and the rest of you don't know how to do it right. So we'll talk about that next on KMOX.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about 213 Complex, which is available at Supplement Superstores. It is the most effective and powerful all-natural weight loss supplement ever developed. Here's what it does for me and what it will do for you. Optimizes thyroid function, which gets your metabolism rocking and rolling, helps you with appetite and craving control. All day focused energy comes with that. Plus the reduced cortisol levels helps you get a better night's sleep. So get out to Supplement Superstores. Tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off the 213 complex. Find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
Thank you, St. Louis, for making Genesis of St. Charles the #1 Genesis dealer in Missouri for 2025. We know your time is valuable. That's why every purchase comes with 3 years of complimentary Genesis service valet within 125 miles. We're closer than you think. That means complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery, plus a loaner vehicle at no additional cost. Or want something new? We'll bring the test drive to you. Visit genesisofstcharles.com today. Based on GMA sales records for 2024. See dealer for details.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Mid-America's most trusted voice for news. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Now, 90 and 60. A look back at the latest St. Louis City SC match. Presented by Woods Basement Systems, Inc.
Delford wide position, flares across, headed by Chicago. Falls out for Ostrak. Ostrak, a touch. Yes. He scores! Ostrak crosses back post, slips through. Hardo, shot, he shoots and scores! Oh, he roofs it, baby! Tipped by Brady, but right onto the ceiling! Gutierrez, hot shot, he scores! Oh, beats a diving Berkey to his left, slips one in. Final score, Chicago 3, St. Louis City 2.
Up next, City SC faces Vancouver Whitecaps FC Saturday night. Kick at 8:30 on Y98.
Tripping over uneven concrete? Don't replace it, raise it with concrete leveling. Call the all things basement-y experts, Wood Basement Systems, for a free estimate at 618-249-5503 or learn more at woodsbasementsystems.com.
It is 10 o'clock. We've got sunshine and 86 degrees downtown. I'm Debbie Monterey. A nationwide strike in Israel calling for an end to the Gaza war and a deal to release the remaining hostages. CBS News Middle East reporter Courtney Keeley has more on this and the push from Amnesty International to get control of the starvation problem in Gaza.
These protests seem to be in the tens or hundreds of thousands from the aerial views. Now, Sunday is a work week for Israel, and this was a national strike, as well as culminating into a rally to bring the hostages home. The point of this was to protest against Prime Minister Netanyahu's military plan to go further into Gaza and military moves into Gaza City and possibly have a military occupation.
The reward has gone up in the Clayton hate crime investigation.
KMOX told you about the joint $30,000 reward being offered by the Anti-Defamation League and Jewish Federation of St. Louis. Now the reward is going up to $42,000, with additional money coming in from the Jewish National Defense Network and Crime Stoppers. The reward is being offered for information that leads to an arrest and conviction of those responsible for torching 3 cars and scrawling anti-Semitic graffiti on the street back in August 5th. Clayton police are asking residents and businesses in that area to check their security cameras, doorbell cameras, and any dash cams for any footage from 1 a.m. to 6 a.m. on the morning of the fires, as it may be crucial to solving the case. Stuart McMillan, KMOX News.
Engaging students can be tough. Normandy School Superintendent Michael Triplett wanted to drive home the importance of literacy to his students, so he dropped his own track called The Power of Words.
Life in minds, literacy is the key to control. Potential is the power like stars in the sky. When you read between the lines, your line multiplies. Words hold weight, they can break up, create. Literacy is the bridge for escaping your fate.
Triplett tells St. Louis Magazine the reaction has been both humbling and energizing. The full track runs more than 3 minutes. The video is available on YouTube. Principia College in Elsa has named Dr. Megan Madden as interim college president. She previously served as dean of academics since 2019. Madden replaces Dr. Daniel Norton, who took the top post in 2023 but left in May. The weather is sponsored for you by the Sandberg Phoenix Law Firm.
A heat advisory through 8 this evening. Sun and some clouds. Very hot and humid this afternoon. High 97. There can be a thunderstorm in spots late this afternoon. Partly cloudy, warm and sticky tonight with a thunderstorm in some areas, low 78. I'm AccuWeather's Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It is 86 degrees and sunny right now at 10:03. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
At Sandberg Phoenix, we're more than just a law firm. Our attorneys are committed to you, your business, and your community. We are ready to serve you in the areas of business litigation, intellectual property, health law, and products liability. SandbergPhoenix.com. The choice of lawyers is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising.
Chris and Amy now. The Dave Glover Show at 1 on the voice of St. Louis, KMOX.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scorers with you on a Monday. And quick point of parliament here. Andrew Andrews watching on the YouTube.
There's no way that's his real name.
Can't be. Good morning. Hear rumors that y'all are giving out Blues tickets today. Is that true? Hot dog it is.
How'd you know? Who told you?
Who did you tell him?
I
at
didn't
the
tell
beginning
Andrew.
of the
I don't
show?
know anybody named Andrew Andrews.
Hey, Andrew, how do you know that? Who told you that?
Yeah, why are you blowing us up here?
Yeah. Anyway, keep listening because we are giving away tickets for
Opening night.
October 9th against the Minnesota Wild.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even joking.
Yeah,
This is real. We're giving away Blues tickets.
We're not lying about it.
We're not lying about it. The rumors are true. At any rate, so keep listening. You don't want to miss your chance to win the Blues tickets.
Also, Amy,
yes.
I got this email about the NCAA men's championship, in basketball, college basketball. I guess I completely forgot we were hosting a first and second round this year.
I didn't know that.
We're one of the first second round sites for the NCAA tournament in 2026.
One of the first second round sites.
First and second rounds, yeah.
First and second rounds. Excellent.
So yeah, you got today. You can win that's just completely has nothing to do with anything.
I know.
Just
thank you.
received this email.
Derailing.
So you can win those tickets today, and as Amy said, you have to be listening for your chance to win. So don't start calling in now.
Yeah, do not, guys. Just, do not do that. Meanwhile,
It's like you're not even listening.
I feel that happens a lot. I feel like people are a little too flippant with the way they listen to our show.
They just come on, man, pay attention.
We're paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Pajeski, our intrepid producer, alive and
He's
well.
not intrepid.
He's incredibly intrepid.
Is he?
Very intrepid.
I think
that mean?
the most intrepidest.
Intrepid.
I don't
Intrepid. Matthew returned from Rocky Mountain National Park.
Yes, it was amazing. I'd never been to the Rockies before. First time in a national park other than the Arch. I was amazed at the views. It was great to not have cell phone service for close to a week. And I was just amazed at what I saw. And I feel like I'm a pretty good traveler. I am so good at traveling airports and getting on trains.
Can I stop you real quick before you get to this, how good you are at this?
Yes.
Can you tell everybody how you saw a dead body?
Oh, well.
Come on, you saw a dead body.
I shouldn't have told him.
Okay. Well, I did see a dead body.
Well, this is actually a
You saw a
really
dead
sad
body.
story. It was a national story
Yeah.
about a hiker.
While we were
Yeah.
hiking in Rocky Mountain National Park, we were seeing signs for a missing person who had already been missing for a few days. And while we were hiking one day, we noticed a helicopter kept following us and was hovering nearby the entire time. Eventually, we saw the helicopter kind of lower near out into the side of one of the mountains. It lowered, and I'm watching it with my binoculars. And when the helicopter takes flight again, it's carrying a body bag below
my
it,
gosh,
tethered to it. And we had already known about this missing person, and we're thinking that might be him. If it is him, I wonder if he's alive or if it's just his remains. I don't know. And then a couple days later, they confirmed that it was the guy who was missing and he was dead. And it was horrible. And it was gross to even just see the bag underneath the helicopter. It was really disturbing.
Yeah.
So thanks for bringing that up again.
I know.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Ranj Bean.
Well, I think it's important.
So here's the thing, and we say this all the time, like, because I love hiking in the mountains. Obviously, Matt, you get it. You're like, you get it now. The mountains are amazing, but they're no joke.
Yeah,
like when things go wrong, and I don't know what happened to this man, but when things go wrong, I mean, they go wrong. One, you fall. You get lost. It gets dark. The temperature changes where it's 70 degrees and suddenly it's raining and it's 30 degrees.
Yeah. And it's just pine trees for hundreds of miles for as far as you can see with no trails nearby. I mean, you can just be lost in there for weeks and nobody would ever find you. And you don't have cell phone service. There's a kind of a creepy feeling about being up there, and it's cold, and it's certain landscapes are considered tundra because there's no trees anymore. It's just barren. Like, it is kind of scary to think about. If I was lost here and it was dark, what would I do? I'd have to fight a bear.
Yeah.
Or
I have
set
to
up shelter or
Well,
something.
that's why, when I hike, like, you always, and I would say this to everybody, get a massive battery charger, like recharger, a portable charger, carry that with you. And then also download something. Now, they say you can do it with Google Maps now. I have All Trails. You can also have, separate from your phone, a GPS finder. Like, if you're doing real backwoods, back mountain hiking, you have to have some kind of GPS because, like you said, you get disoriented. People have, you can cliff out. I've almost cliffed out once, and cliffing out means you climb up a mountain to a peak, and like I said, you're scrambling. You're not walking. Now you're grabbing onto rocks and kind of climbing. You're not using ropes, but you have to go up a certain route. That's the route. You get up top, you walk around, you look at the view. It's amazing, and then you realize, I don't know the route down.
Yeah.
And that I had that happen one time, and it might be the worst feeling I've ever had in my life. It's making me feel sick thinking about it. Where you're cliffed out, and it's only because I waited until I saw someone else come up and I ran to them and I'm like, we got to get down to the spot now. Oh, it's the worst feeling.
Yeah. We were 12,000 feet up, and there's not guardrails along the road, and you just one wrong turn or your brakes give out. They tell you not to use your brakes unless you have to. They want you to switch into manual and switch into a lower gear when you're going down the mountain in your car. Otherwise, your brakes will burn out.
It's crazy.
Well, that's not good.
It's and then the car doesn't run the same because there's less oxygen.
Yeah.
It's such a different world.
It is.
So you you didn't die while you were there, which is good.
No.
But you also think that you were the most efficient at getting there.
I think I'm pretty efficient. Just because I notice people around me who are inefficient. I see the guy who is struggling to find his ID in line at TSA, like this, you didn't think this through, or the guy who didn't have his boarding pass ready. I'm like, we're in line for 10 minutes. Don't you see other people doing this already? Don't you think, maybe I should be ready too? So I'm always ready. I've got my ID, got my passport or whatever ready. TSA rules are different now. You leave your shoes on. You don't put certain things in the bin. Like, they tell you not to separate your liquids anymore, not to separate your electronics. People are doing that. And TSA is like, no, all in one bag. I'm like, I read the signs. I'm ready to go. Nobody's yelling at me. So
Do you have pre-check?
No.
Oh, gotta get pre-check, brother.
I had no problems. But then I pack one bag because I like to travel light. My bag perfectly fits in the overhead compartment. I'm not struggling to get it in,
Perfectly fit.
This guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm in group 4 for boarding, I'm getting up when they call group 4. I'm not getting up at group 1 and waiting by the terminal or, waiting by the gate. I'm good. I feel like I know what I'm doing.
What airline did you fly?
United.
I feel like
So you
I
think
know
more
what I'm
people
doing.
should be like you is what you're saying?
Yes, exactly.
Hey, did United change their carry-on rule? I'm going to engage in some rank speculation now. I heard from someone who flew United and said you can't bring a carry-on and a personal item. Now you only get a personal item.
I had a carry-on and my coat. Like, I don't know if that counts.
So, okay, so
what
we
is
don't
a
know.
personal item? I
So-
thought that is carry-on.
No, so I have when I do my carry-on, I have like a hard shell carry-on, right? That fits in the overhead,
Right.
a rolling hard shell carry-on, and a backpack, which fits under the seat. Your personal item has to fit under the seat. And someone told me that, like,
Okay.
either you can't have a carry-on and they charge you, or you can't have a personal item. I don't remember, but they said United just changed the rules, but we don't know because you had a carry-on, but no personal item.
Right.
Because like a tiny little purse, they say it counts. It doesn't. Like, I've worn a fanny pack before, but like, it doesn't count as a personal item.
Well, no, because it's kind of on your body.
Yeah, it's on your
not-
body.
Right.
But a backpack technically on your body, but you have to put it under the
Yeah.
seat.
And I wanted to pack light, so I brought like one big backpack. But it's tough to get everything in there. So I'm wearing things that I wouldn't normally be wearing to save room. So
Like Joey and Friends, where he wears all his clothes.
I wore my winter coat in a 95-degree day. And then I also wore my hiking boots
Yeah.
in the plane because those things are huge.
So
They
that's
take
a
up so much
go-to.
room.
I wear hiking boots on the plane
Yeah.
because they're so big.
Yes.
It's easier just to wear the boots on the
Oh,
plane. Yeah.
That's an interesting tip.
Yeah. You
Well, no,
always
I did okay.
you wear your
Yeah.
hiking boots on the plane and you tie your winter coat around
Even in
your
the
waist.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Because I needed that coat in the mountains. It
Yeah.
gets down to 50.
So
I
I'll,
love the idea of you showing up to the airport when it's 95 in a giant coat.
why didn't you tie it around your waist?
Do you have to?
Like
That's
because-
girly looking, right?
Because we flew to Reno where it's 110. I had a winter coat tied around my waist.
Do you have to take? You don't have to take your coat off anymore. When you go through screening.
Well, I
Shoes you
think
stay
you
on
do.
now.
I'm in TSA pre-check. I don't know if you have to. I
Okay.
always take off my big coat. So the thing is, they don't want when you go through screening, you don't have to. If it's tied around your waist, you got to take it off. So I have my
Right.
my coat, but I also have a super duper packable puffer where you can like squeeze it down to the size of a softball.
Packable puffer. I love that so good. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I used to have one of those
Yeah.
jackets.
Because you
They
can
get very, very hot.
They do, and but that's what's so nice is that you can squeeze them down to the size of a softball, but you can also fit them under another coat. Because like Matt, like I'm telling you, the weather changes and it's insane. And if you get stuck, or if you get stuck overnight, like hypothermia is a huge deal.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, the ultra marathoners, like the Leadville 100 was this weekend, I believe. And so you are running 100 miles through the mountains, like 20,000 feet of elevation gain. And you think, well, you're running, so you're staying warm. It gets so cold in the mountains and you're running slow enough that one of the biggest issues for 100-mile runners is hypothermia. Insane.
I got sunburnt when it was like 60 degrees.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh
We
my
get
God.
sunburned skiing, though.
Well, it's because normally you're pink.
Yes.
This text message, Matt, wants to know if you would like a cookie.
For being a good traveler.
Yeah.
I did take a cookie from the plane. The
So
stewardess.
did anyone acknowledge and just look at you and give you the old like nod or wink,
No,
like we
it's a
get
thank-
you?
it's a
Did you
thankless
hold on a
job.
second? Did you just say stewardess? How old are you?
Isn't that what they are?
No, the flight attendants.
There's always said stewardess since the 80s.
I think
You weren't
that's
even
what they are.
alive.
A steward and a stewardess.
You watch those
What
old
is with
movies.
you?
Say, it's the stewardess, say.
And then I
Ow.
smoked a cigarette in the
Ow.
plane.
I was next to a couple of dames on the plane. I tried to get a phone number. They said it's
Underhill, 74.
damn. Operator, I'd like to get Underhill 741, please.
I met this dame on the plane, see?
Dude, what's the matter with you?
I love it.
Well, Matt, we're proud of you. Glad you made it back.
I can't believe no one congratulated you or complimented you on your travel efficiency.
You know what? I don't want the thanks. It should be expected. You should be efficient in and out TSA, in and out of wherever you are, the plane. You know, people that stand up in the back of the plane as soon as they land. You're not going anywhere anytime soon. Why are you standing up? I sit still. I'm sorry.
And
I
you
could go on
can't even
forever.
stand up all the way. You
Yeah,
do the stand up
hub, yeah.
bend because the overhead part is you're just like, ugh, your neck is bent.
Yeah, I just sit. I'm with you on that one.
I
just
stand up a lot.
have some damn patience. We
I,
don't-
s- I start to stand up early because I want people to know that I'm going to get my bag out of the overhead compartment
Yeah.
really fast.
And I can get my bag out fast because it's compact. I'm not struggling to get it out. You know,
What's the brand of your bag?
it's an REI bag.
Oh, REI is
Oh,
the best.
Yeah.
Well.
Good stuff.
REI is legit. It is. I know people probably used to view it as a knockoff or like a, just a brand, the store brand versus like the North Face. REI is where it's at, man. I hike with REI stuff. My backpack is REI.
Texter says they love how Amy thinks everyone in the past sounded like a gangster.
Say,
Didn't they?
Didn't they?
I kind of thought they did.
If you said dame and stewardess,
see. Everybody's doing that.
yes, an old timey conversation. Hey, Ron, I went on an airplane. See?
I've seen Casablanca. I know what they talk like. Isn't that how everybody spoke?
Yeah, obviously they did. Or they did this. The boys over there are playing the Yankees and the Cardinals. Like that. Like everything was very, sing-songy.
There was a texter when you were talking about the spray bottle with the making yourself at the ballpark.
It wasn't my idea. It was the Philly Fanatic.
Philly Fanatic
Yeah.
says to keep yourself fresh and clean
Yeah.
and not stinky at the ballpark.
Yeah.
1/3 vodka,
Uh-huh.
2/3 water in a spray bottle and spray
or
yourself
he said
down.
a squeegee bottle, which I guess would be like the
That's-
Gatorade bottles.
Yeah, and this texter says, spray the whole bottle in your mouth. You won't care about how you smell.
That's a great point.
That is very
Yeah.
true.
I just want to say we got in trouble for having a conversation about phone numbers. We're like, we need to keep this show young, and then we come back in the next hour. Sure, you're talking about the stewardess.
We're trying to appeal to everybody
You know
today.
what it is? No, it's Matt. He's the old guy.
He really is.
I didn't know the exchange number thing. I still don't get it.
Hey, I heard from Pam. Pam,
All right.
no.
All right.
Her phone number was triangle.
Okay. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
How many of you think taxes are going to go up in the future? And if they do, who will be hit the hardest? Maybe it's you, headed for retirement. You've been saving in that 401k or IRA, and that money has never been taxed. And Uncle Sam is looking at that account like it's a big, juicy steak. What can you do about it? Join the All Financial Group for their Taxes in Retirement Seminar, Tuesday, August 26th or Thursday, August 28th at Fleming's. They believe a financial plan is not a retirement plan without a tax plan. Fund your retirement, not Uncle Sam's. Reserve your spot today by calling 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824 or online at yourmoneymattersstl.com.
Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. Openphone.com/TRY.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft. It's just the opposite. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. We are being told by IRS collection officers that their higher-ups are demanding that they get more aggressive than ever. So don't ignore them any longer. Level up. If you have unfiled returns, unpaid taxes, levies, or liens, call the Lance Story Law Firm today and let us get between you and the IRS. We'll protect your rights, including your right to appeal or even your right to take the IRS to tax court. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems, and they need to be handled by an expert attorney team who's done it for decades. So call the Lance Story Law Firm today. We're local. Our office is right here in St. Louis, or visit LanceDruryLaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Drury Law Firm, 314-260-6120.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Don't miss Mosby Building Arts Home Improvement Show, Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on KMOX. One of the last call-in shows where you can get live answers to your remodeling, design, and construction questions. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX, sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station.
Bears won big time. Now let's see what they can do in the real season.
It's a voice message from Bob, who I think just got out of the dryer. Bob, when you're leaving If you're on the Odyssey app and you're leaving a voice message, highly recommend that you don't fumble the phone while you're doing it. But we do appreciate Bob for trying.
I like to picture Bob going to leave a voice message, falling down the stairs while he's doing it, standing up and going, "It's fine."
Should I redo that?
No.
We're good. And just I would like to reiterate that I guess I didn't even iterate the first time.
You never iterated.
But the Bears last night preseason game against the Bills, dominant. Absolutely dominant.
Do you know what the key word there is?
Yeah, preseason.
Yeah, that's right. That's
anyway,
right.
a couple of people have texted in and have said, I'm like this texter here says, just missed a little bit of the show in and out of my 18-wheeler. Let's go, truck drivers.
Love truck driver. Hey, remember his dream? Take a shower in the truck drivers.
Not with the truck drivers. I want to take it. I want to take a
shower.
I want to take a shower in a truck stop.
That's right.
I don't know why that's a big deal. I just want to do it. So this 18-wheeler driver says that they have been in and out of the 18-wheeler. Did you happen to mention how awesome the Bears looked last night? I haven't. I held off for a good 80 minutes.
Well, I mean, the Bears look great in my imagination. It's the same thing.
No, it isn't. This was against a very good football team. Of course, Josh Allen didn't play, but that doesn't matter.
Josh Allen, not that big of a deal for the Bills. This basically counts as a win.
It was a stomping.
Ron, listen, I'm not going to stomp on your
Caleb
optimism.
looked great. Woo, let's go. Let's get this regular season started.
It's going to be bad.
We have a voice message from Rod.
Okay,
on
Rod.
the Cardinals somewhere.
I'd like to hear him.
Rod says
The pricing is too high not to have any stars to see, like Pujols, Yachty, and Waino.
Yeah, I think there's some of that. I do think that stars bring people to the games. The familiarity is big for people. However, you can have a bunch of no-name people. If you have a bunch of Brendan Donovans, and I'm not saying he's no name, but he's not a superstar.
Right.
You have a bunch of Brendan Donovans and you're winning baseball games, nobody cares. Nobody cares what the names on the backs are. They just want wins.
Yeah, people weren't buying tickets to see David Eckstein.
No,
they were buying tickets because they were winning, and we love David Eckstein because they were winning when they had him. And now, David Eckstein, he's done his little blip of great success with the Cardinals meant so much because the Cardinals were winning. If the Cardinals had been bad those years, nobody would remember David Eckstein.
Any fan would rather have a team full of no-names winning than a team full of stars that may be at the end and not quite as good as they used to be and just mediocre. Now, if you have a Pujols situation that final year, sort of a farewell tour for him, you're going to get people out to the ballpark for that because that's a cool thing. You want to see Albert before he retires.
And
you want to see Yachty before he retires.
And that's the thing. All of these other reasons, high ticket prices, bad weather, no superstars. I'm not saying they're invalid. I'm saying they're contributory rather than the primary reason. They're all just ancillary. The primary reason is winning. So it's not that they're invalid. It's a pile on versus we'll go if the Cardinals are winning.
Well, I will say this. The Cardinals and the fan base have had a really good symbiotic relationship in the last 20 years where they have delivered winning teams and the fan base has come out and supported them. And not every fan base gets that. We had somebody who texted in about the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays win and they have a difficult time getting people to the ballpark even when they're really good. And that's true of a lot of other teams too.
That's because they have no roof right now.
The fan base is a very, very good fan base, and both sides have been fortunate for a long time.
Got a voice message from Diane.
Hi, Chris and Amy. I'm listening to you about the Cardinals and struggling to get people to come to the games. 2 ideas. I think the giving away of gifts to bribe people to come to games is probably worn out. Do people really need that many bobbleheads and T-shirts?
Well, yes.
Perhaps if they connected with the community for a charity for each of the games and 50 cents or $1 of each ticket price would be donated to that charity, people might choose a game based on a charity that they want to support. That's number one. The giveaways, I think, are or bribery to get people. Perhaps the charity idea would work better. And then another reason is you don't feel connected to the people on the field. They've become a product. I've heard that word used. It's a product on the field. These are people. We're people. We want to come and see certain players who we admire. And I do think that's part of it. Winning isn't all of it.
Appreciate the voice message on the Odyssey app. The Cardinals do a lot of charitable stuff, and Cardinals Care is there. 50-50. The raffle they do is half of that goes to charity.
And people love the bobbleheads. They love the bobbleheads. And I will say this, I get if you don't feel a connection to the players on the field, but there are some connections. In fact, one I've noticed, the pitcher that's really struggling the most, you could say, is Miles Mikolas. He hasn't had a great year. He's been struggling for a while. He's had some horrific games, and people will criticize his play. But a lot of people I've heard who criticize his play follow it up with, but I don't want to, rail against the guy. Like, he seems like a good guy, a good family man. I like his personality. I think he is someone that a lot of Cardinals fans, while they're frustrated with his play, they definitely see him as a human, because they don't want to criticize the guy. They're criticizing his play.
Right.
Because people love Miles Mikolas and he's struggling. It's his play, but they always come around with, but they still seem to like him as a person or like him as a personality.
Text message says, for the rest of the season, at least, just make the games far less expensive, cheap tickets, cheap concessions, just sell some tickets. And you're probably going to see a little bit of that. They do have dynamic pricing, so they'll, they adjust in that way. I will say this with concessions, it's pretty much across the board with a couple of exceptions. It's pricey. It's expensive to, buy concessions at a ballpark or any other kind of stadium. It's because you're sort of captive. But I do believe you can bring snacks to the ballpark and drinks to the ballpark on your own.
I mean, that's a huge cost saver. As going to the movie theater can be more expensive than going to a Cardinals game right now.
That's Amy Marks Coors. I'm Chris Ranji. In fact, let's extend the Cardinals conversation. We'll talk about their weekend series against the Yankees. Didn't go particularly well, and they will start one against the Marlins tonight in Florida. Scott Warman, studio host of FanDuel Sports Network Midwest, with us next on KMOX.
This isn't your typical lunchtime baseball chatter. This is the Gas House Gang.
I'll say this. Here's my perspective.
Tom Ackerman, Chris Ranji, Mike Claiborne, and Bernie Miklasz bring smart, informed Cards talk. And every Tuesday,
we welcome in the manager of the Cardinals, Oliver Marmol.
You want real Cardinals conversation? You're in the right place. The Gas House Gang, weekdays at noon on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of baseball.
If you're trying to sell a home, there's only one agent in town that I trust, Mark and Neil Gelman of eXp Realty. My friends Mark and Neil have the best system to connect you to the best qualified buyers, getting your home sold fast and for top dollar. 314-336-1991. Go to thegelmanteam.com.
It's hot out there. Currently 87 degrees. Real field temperature 103. Hot, humid, and sunny this afternoon. Could be a thunderstorm in the area late afternoon. High of 97. Tonight, partly cloudy, warm, very humid. Could be a thunderstorm around a low of 76.
This report is sponsored by McKelvey Homes.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan at McKelvey Homes. Have you always wished for a brand new home in an established neighborhood? Select one of our move-in ready custom homes throughout St. Louis, or we will build on your lot. Visit McKelveyHomes.com and move up to McKelvey.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. A question I get all the time is, how did we become the largest injury firm in the world? We have over 1,000 lawyers in all 50 states and close to 6,000 coworkers. Our call center is on duty 24/7. You can reach us at any time at forthepeople.com. But the real reason is we won a lot. When you visit our website, go to our verdicts and settlements. There you will see what our clients were offered and what they were awarded at trial. All those verdicts help us resolve many cases fairly and early. You see, nothing beats reputation. The insurance industry knows who we are. We even have insurance adjusters call us for representation because they know too. We've made it easy. On your mobile device or computer, go to forthepeople.com and we will get busy. It's that easy. Call today. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It's time for a $98 AC tune-up.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best of the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Register by September 2nd at MissouriBroadcasters.org.
Today, the Cards, the Marlins.
Cameron Total Access 445.
Cardinals Radio, 104.1 FM, KMOX.
One. Bozo swings, and he drives that one. Deep left center field. Way back. And it's a gunner for Bozo. 4-3 Cardinals in the bottom of the sixth.
Chris and Amy on 104.1 FM KMOX. Time to go to the guest line today. We welcome in studio host on FanDuel Sports Network Midwest. You will see Scott Warman on the broadcast throughout the course of the regular season, and Scott is with us now on KMOX talking Cardinals baseball. How you doing, Scott?
I'm doing good, buddy. How are you?
We are doing great. The weekend didn't go so great, though, against the New York Yankees team. When people were clamoring for Aaron Boone to be fired, I suppose this weekend saved his job.
Doing our part.
Yeah. So, I mean, you saw the weekend happen, and we kind of know where the Cardinals are, what their intent is moving forward. I mean, do you take much away from that weekend?
Can we get healthy?
Yeah. Well, there you go.
That might be a starter. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, we're in the dog days, you know this, Chris, and it's obviously not spiraling the way the Cardinals would want it to spiral right now, especially when you lose 2 games to Colorado and now 3 against the team that's starting to heat up. You know, like I mentioned on our pregame show, you know, Judge is starting to heat up. That's a great thing for the Yankees, obviously, because they faltered after being in first place for a better part of this 2025 season. So what do I take out of it? Well, I take out of it is the fact that, and I'll even kind of mention during his post game is, yeah, you're going to see mistakes. We saw a couple of errors in the 9th inning yesterday's game, and it's something that is an adjustment for a lot of us. That's a part of the learning process. And unfortunately, it was Thomas Saggese that made a couple of errors. But one of the things I pointed out with my partner, Mark Sweeney, was the fact that even if Saggese, if you look at the shot that we have behind home plate, if Saggese does make the grab on that second play, Jojo Romero didn't even go over to first base to cover. And to see, and we've talked about, I know I've talked to you guys about it, and we've talked about it ad nauseum, is how well for most of this season the Cardinals have played, you know, terrific fundamental baseball. And for whatever reason, again, it's one of those things, Chris, you've seen it, you know, covering baseball for a long time. When things kind of go out of control, it's like the domino effect. Everything is unfortunately snowballing, and not in a good way, unfortunately, for the Cardinals right now. But maybe, you know, you get down to the Sunshine State this week and you can kind of right the ship, even though you look at the pitching matchups the Cardinals have coming up in this 3-game series against the Marlins. They got some tough customers that they're going to face in a team that has been surprisingly competitive this year in the Miami Marlins.
You mentioned injuries, and Victor Scott goes on the IL with that sprained ankle, which happened on Saturday. So with that being the case, with him being out, how do you see playing time being affected in terms of, because I know the Cardinals right now, as we've been talking about for weeks, one of the intents of the season was to get a good look at some of these younger players and just see what they have so they can make better decisions for 2026 and beyond. So how does him being out affect playing time?
Honestly, I think it's a great opportunity. If you even look at some of the numbers from Nathan Church, who is a part of the 2022 draft class, he was 11th, I believe, overall, 11th round, I should say. He's had a terrific season. He's gone up, started in single A for a short period, double A, and was even hitting it in triple A before he got his major league debut yesterday. But one of the best outfielders that the Cardinals have had in their minor league system from last year moving into this year. So you have to give, as the word and the term we've used a lot here this year, guys, is runway. I would imagine you're going to give this young man an opportunity to get some runway and get an opportunity and see what you have in a guy like Nathan Church. The other part of this whole thing and the domino effect is you are getting other guys opportunities because the team has been shorthanded with injuries. Not only Victor Scott II with his ankle injuries he sustained on Saturday night trying to grab that home run from Judge in the game, but you didn't have Wilson Contreras or Brendan Donovan who are available because they're nursing some injuries right now. So when you look at it, Chris, you've got a team where you have your 9 starters, which includes the DH. So you only had 2 guys on the bench. I mean, so Ollie's hands were really tied down this weekend because he couldn't utilize maybe a bench or use a double switch or anything like that to his liking because he was limited in the amount of guys they had available on his bench. So even when Contreras and Donovan, and the hope is after giving the weekend off that they could be up and running starting the series against Miami, I still think that you will see, Church get this opportunity to play some center field until Victor's back. And yes, I think you will see a little bit of Nootbaar play, probably some center field as well, and give him some leeway. But unfortunately, he left the game yesterday too. And that was just cramping. So Garrett Hampson had to come into the game in place of Newt yesterday. So again, it's just been the snowball effect, and it's really it's been tough for this ball club. There's no doubt about it.
Got to play the roster you're given. So just in terms of that, generally speaking, what sort of job do you think Ollie Marmol has done with that?
I think he's done an amazing job. I give Ollie all the credit in the world for, I know the 3 of us have talked about this. I know it's been talked about on KMOX when I've been on shows or listening is, the expectations before the season weren't very high. And what the Cardinals did through the first 3 months of the season was completely unexpected. And I think he is doing everything to keep these guys together and keep them continuing to compete. And that's what I know Ollie even said during his post-game press conferences. Yeah, you're going to have mistakes. Yeah, it's hot out. Yeah, you can make all the excuses in the world. But, this is, as we've said for so many years, when you're in a situation like this, you're competing to make a roster and to get a position on this team for next year. Or if it winds up that you're a part of a potential deal come the off season, then, there's other teams that are looking at you right now. How do you respond as a player when things aren't going so well? Because that's going to increase your value as a player, not only maybe within that organization, but within the league. And I think that's going to be, honestly, a true test for a lot of these players here for the next, 6 weeks we have left in the season.
Yeah, Scott, I think the way the series went against the Rockies and the Yankees, if they didn't seal the deal for Cardinals fans, I mean, it put such a damper on it that I found myself starting to anticipate the offseason a bit more, think, okay, what are we going to do in the offseason? We know there's the changeover from Mozeliak to Chaim Bloom, but I don't know if it was the Cardinals being better in their first 3 months, if it was the fact that we still had Arenado, but I feel like there is murkiness or cloudiness in the vision for this team. Like, can you pinpoint the vision by the front office for this team going into the offseason?
Great point. And I think the vision, we we don't know in totality because essentially the person that will be in charge once the season is over with is not in charge right now. So that's where I think what you're talking about and alluding to, Amy, is murky. But the part that is crystal clear is the guys like the Walkers, the guys like the Gormans, the guys even like the Mason Wynns, who's proven himself through, his second season. I mean, if Mason Wynn, I know other people have mentioned this as well, Mason Wynn, if he doesn't get a Gold Glove, it's just absolutely asinine in my personal opinion. I mean, he definitely has been a young man that is the highlight of this young group that I think can spark and be potentially a leader on this team, with them moving forward. But, again, getting the runway of some of these guys. I think Alec Burleson has given the opportunity because of injuries. If you go back to June, he's been playing pretty much every day. And I think from an offensive standpoint, I think Alec, I should say, has proven himself that, yeah, he is deserving of getting an everyday chance, whether that's left field or first base or a designated hitter. Ivan Herrera is a guy that can hit. Problem with Ivan Herrera, same with Lars Nootbaar, is a guy that he hasn't been able to sustain health. And so you got to take that into a factor. I know, in fact, Ivan talked to our own Jimmy the Cat Hayes yesterday, and Ivan still wants to be a catcher. He's made that perfectly clear with Ollie Marmol. He's made that apparently clear from what he told Jimmy yesterday in terms of the management as well, is that's his position that ultimately he wants to play. But he's been a team player going out to left field, which he hadn't played since he was a teenager, just because the team has been shorthanded, and you got to try these things out. So from that point, yes, what's crystal clear is, okay, are these guys major league ready? They're getting this opportunity now, and then meaning Chaim Bloom and the new management, are now making those assessments as far as what's going on with the major league club right now, whether they think, okay, we think that this guy can do this, that, or the other thing. I think Jordan Walker is another one. We pinpointed him and broke down how he has improved just his overall plate approach from an offensive standpoint. He's covering, as we mentioned, he's covering the plate better. You would watch games the first half of the season, Amy, and he was swinging and missing as they were throwing pitches on the outside edge of the plate, and it was called swing and miss. Well, he's doing it much better. In fact, we had a number where his numbers as average for hitting balls on the outside part of the plate was 0.96 before the All-Star break, and since the All-Star break, he's almost batting 300. So again, you're seeing improvement there, just those little things for Jordan Walker. So how does the new management assess that? That's where I think the murky part is because we're going into a new phase, a new management that we haven't seen, honestly, Amy, in quite a long time, almost 2 decades when you really think about it.
Yeah, I think that's where it's so murky for me, because on one hand, you're saying, well, these guys are still relatively young, and you're looking at Nolan Gorman. Is he it? Is this what we're seeing now it? Or is he going to develop more? Jordan Walker, is he going to improve? At the same time, all those guys are for sale if the price is right. So there's not like a hard lean in to the current roster. And so I can't tell, looking at the offseason, if it's murky because the plan hasn't been delineated by the front office, or if it's murky because there's not much to look at.
I don't think it's been delineated by the new management. But I mean, from what we've seen, especially here lately, I think it's murky from what you've seen on the field. There's no question about it. But again, that's all. Look, if we decipher into things that we do from a professional standpoint, we have our moments. I've been doing what I do for 30 some odd years now. Amy, you and I have had this discussion when you first started working with us on hockey and Curbs brought you along. You had your moment. Now you're just a seasoned veteran. Ron can do the same thing. And so that's what we're doing, is we're learning from these guys. And I think that's what the new management, Chaim Bloom and company, are also learning. What do we have here with some of these other players? Where do you think we can slot them? Are they an everyday player, or are they a guy that probably is more apt to being a guy on the bench? And again, I think it's also unsettling, and what you're discussing here, Amy, is the fact that we've never been in this position before. You think about, we've been so lucky for more times than not until the last couple of years where our team is positioning itself to make a run at the playoffs. I even mentioned that, I have one young producer who's not even from the area, and I told him, I said, look, in 2016, 2017, and 2018, Cardinals didn't make the playoffs. But if you go back and look at the history of those 3 years, the Cardinals were in it. If it wasn't the last day, it was at least within the last week of the season. They were always competitive. And so when you see that and what we've seen over 2 of the last 3 years, that's also, I think, what makes this kind of I guess you could kind of call it a different or a strange situation that we're all living in right now with the ball club.
I appreciate that you said Amy had her moment. Like she's washed now.
No, I think he was in my bad moments. Amy, I knew
She's
you
washed.
when you sucked. That's what he's saying.
You suck.
No, it's just implied.
I did. It was implied. Listen, we all know it. I know it. I'm going to go cry.
I still make mistakes. I'm going, can I believe I just said that? How stupid am I? What am I thinking?
Remember
You're
when
great,
Scotty
Scott.
Warman hurt my feelings?
I remember. You know what, though? You had it coming. Scott, thank you.
I'm
Scott,
excited about JJ
Scott,
Weather.
listen.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying what we're all thinking.
Yeah. Whatever, Scott.
I didn't say current. I said past.
Yeah.
Don't segue
I
this into
remember when you
current
sucked,
moment.
All right, Scott Warman, go do work.
This thing's gone completely off the rails.
This is
Way to go, Raji.
This is every show, every segment. Scott Warman, thank you so much, man. It's good to talk to you.
All right, guys. Great to chat.
That's Scott Warman, FanDuel Sports Network Midwest. You can see him on pre and post game coverage, studio host there.
Well, Amy, don't be so hard.
Yeah,
Jordan
remember when you
Walker.
stunk, Amy?
You
I remember.
suck. Chris Kerber was
Damn.
like, please let her give her a shot. She sucks. It would be less funny if it weren't true.
This lady stinks. Chris and Amy on KMOX.
It's the greatest pop rock of the 60s and 70s. The Happy Together Tour 2025 with the Turtles, Jay and the Americans, Little Anthony, Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, the Vogues, and the Cowsills. This Thursday night, the Family Arena. Reserve seats on sale now at the Carroll House Furniture box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. Get ready for BTO live in concert. Bachman Turner Overdrive with special guests April Wine and Zebra. Roll on down the Highway 2025 tour. Saturday, August 30th, the Family Arena, a night of vintage BTO. Tickets on sale now at the Carroll House Furniture box office, located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. Don't miss Bachman Turner Overdrive.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my Bob! Viking, dedicated to creating travel experiences for the thinking person, with programs designed for cultural enrichment on board and on shore. Discover more at Viking.com. That's Viking.com. Viking.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com/facts or a store near you. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/life. That's ethos.com/life.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
It's easy to feel apprehensive about getting screened for cancer or to just keep putting it off. But Siteman Cancer Center wants to remind you how important it is, especially after the age of 40. And they also want you to know how easy it is to get it done. GetScreenedNow.com has all the information you need on cancers like prostate, breast, colon, lung cancer. You can also find out your risk of disease by answering just a few simple questions. And then you can find one of the hundreds of screening locations in the area. Even if you're a little farther out, there is probably a place near you. You have heard this before, but catching cancer early dramatically increases the odds of a successful treatment, especially with so many cancers showing up earlier in life. So do not be intimidated. Siteman will make the process as simple as possible. GetScreenedNow.com. Do it for your family and friends who count on you. Do it for yourself. Visit GetScreenedNow.com.
The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Oh my gosh.
What?
I love this sound. I was going to say it's music to my ears, but it is. It is music to everybody's ears.
Oh, the blues.
Because it's music.
Yeah.
Yeah, the blues.
Yes, this is literally music.
Yeah. This
You're
song
correct.
is music to my ears. Whoa.
Well, the reason we're playing this. Right.
Well, the reason we're playing this. Guess what we're doing, guys, ladies and gentlemen? You're never going to believe it. And I'm saying this because I'm Hockey Amy, remember?
Hockey Amy is back.
Remember, Hockey Amy came back last year. A little bit of rough beginning because they
If you
started on the
think-
West Coast.
If you think running Amy is
Bad.
unbearable,
Yeah.
just wait for Hockey Amy.
Well, no. Hockey Amy's better because people actually care about hockey.
Okay.
Nobody
sure.
cares about running.
Let me just, before you say what you're
Oh
about to
my
say,
gosh.
stop calling. People are calling already.
Oh,
We're
my
not giving them
gosh.
away now, but what
No.
are we going to give away, Amy?
You're never going to believe it. We're giving away a pair of tickets to the Blues actual opening night.
Against Minnesota.
Season home opener, maybe season opener, against Minnesota, October 9th at Enterprise.
Hell yeah. We're giving those tickets away at some point
You need to
before the
keep
show is
listening.
over. You have to be listening for
Yeah.
your chance to win. So if you're one of these doofuses that's calling in right now,
Unbelievable.
trying to win those tickets, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah.
But just keep listening and you'll get an opportunity to win later in the
Well,
show.
and
We're here until 12 o'clock.
And it's a perfect day because you know what the Blues did today? They unveiled their 2025-26 promotional calendar. So you get all the theme nights and giveaway
yeah.
nights. You learn all of those today. So they released all of those. But if you win, guess what you don't have to do?
Pay for it.
That's right. On October 9th.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay for it. We're going to give it away.
So that is the kindness that we have on this show
Mhm.
and the service that we provide for you.
What
So,
did you think Louis was?
I thought he was a dog. But he's a bear, right?
He's a bear.
Do you think Louis roots for the Bears?
No, probably not. He doesn't like Chicago, but he wears a I was going to say an aviator helmet. It's not an aviator helmet. He
No,
wears
it's
a hockey helmet.
Yeah, it's a hockey helmet.
I thought he was an aviator for a long time.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
I thought he was a dog.
A dog
I thought he was a
pilot.
dog with a Blues uniform on. And I guess he's a bear. so-
Should mascots start wearing pants?
No, come on. That's too much.
What do you mean it's too much?
It's too much. You
I
don't
think
need
aren't
pants
there
on them.
some mascots with pants?
I probably. I just think about it. The ones that don't, the frumpy ones don't, because you can't find chode jeans, for the for like the Philly Fanatic and Louis and Fred Bird and people like that.
Slugger wears pants.
Slugger, because Slugger
The
is
Royals.
slim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Rangers captain is a horse.
Does Casey Wolf have pants?
Oh, I'm just looking at baseball right now.
Okay.
Casey Wolf does have pants.
Really?
And they're patterned.
They're patterned pants?
Yeah, they look like Hawaiian
Oh.
something. I can't tell.
Does the Cincinnati Mr. Red Bags or Red Legs?
Red bags.
Red bags? I love watching you try to navigate through sports. It's cute.
Oh, Mr. Redbacks.
What are you talking about?
He wears pants too.
That's what I
He
thought.
does?
Yeah.
See? You think you know everything about baseball.
Mr. Met wears pants.
Yeah, and you think you know everything about baseball. I'm the one that brought up Mr. Redbag's pants.
Yeah, Mr. Red wears pants. Mrs. Red does not, though. That's weird.
That is very weird.
Wow, that's inappropriate.
Do you think he doesn't allow her to or something?
Well, don't get weird about it.
Well,
We've
I don't
got a
know.
domestic.
I don't know. Hour 3 of the show is coming up. And when we come back, we'll talk to Chris Cillizza, independent news creator. The Trump-Zelensky meeting is happening today. We'll get his thoughts on that and more. That's next on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Rolling hot dogs super fat on a fluffy bun. All beef hot dogs rolling in. Hurry, cause they're on the run. Pick your toppings anyway. Roll into this deal. Pick your two, big Q2. Roll and mix a meal. Mustard relish, sauerkraut. Ain't no need to scream and shout. Get 2 all beef hot dogs and a big Q for $5. Only at QT. More than a gas station.
Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best of the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Register by September 2nd at MissouriBroadcasters.org.
Now, 90 and 60. A look back at the latest St. Louis City SC match. Presented by Woods Basement Systems, Inc.
The Delford wide position flares across, headed by Chicago. Falls out for Ostrak. Ostrak, a touch.
Yes.
He scores! Ostrak, crossage back post, slips through. Hardo, yes. He shoots and scores! Oh, he roofs it, baby! Tipped by Brady, but right onto the ceiling! Gutierrez, hot shot! He scores! Oh, beats a diving Berkey to his left, slips one in. Final score, Chicago 3, St. Louis City 2.
Up next, City SC faces Vancouver Whitecaps FC Saturday night. Kick at 8:30 on Y98.
Tripping over uneven concrete? Don't replace it, raise it with concrete leveling. Call the all things basement-y experts, Wood Basement Systems, for a free estimate at 618-249-5503 or learn more at woodsbasementsystems.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more, 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, HIMS.com/JOY.
News, talk, cards. KMOX AM St. Louis. KMOX FM Hazelwood. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hi, this is Charlie Brennan, along with Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center. Doctor, tell us a little something about the history of the Audiology Center.
At the Audiology Center, we care about our patients. They are like our family. For us, we want everyone to feel comfortable and confident in their choice to work with us. We ensure best practices for our patients, which include real ear measurements and testing to ensure the best possible outcomes for everyone with their hearing aids. Dr. Fahn started the Audiology Center in 1982, and I purchased the practice in 2017. Dr. Adam Voss joined us about a year ago, and we all want to use our educational backgrounds and our passion for hearing care to help everyone reconnect to their loved ones. We have been around for 43 years, and we want to earn your trust in your hearing care needs. We have 3 locations. Call us at 636-441-7470 or visit us online at theaudiologycenterstl.com.
It is 11:01 and it's 90 degrees already in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey. In just a few hours, President Trump will sit down with Ukraine's leader Volodymyr Zelensky and multiple European leaders at the White House. The meeting comes days after one with Russian President Putin on Friday that produced no results. Russia is showing no signs of slowing down on the battlefield. In fact, overnight, a Russian drone attack killed at least 10 people across Ukraine and injured dozens more.
President Volodymyr Zelensky has said it would be unconstitutional to permanently cede to Russia the parts of his country that are currently under occupation. That is around a fifth of Ukraine's territory. And many Ukrainians who we've spoken to say that giving up swaths of their country and the people who live there is not a price they're willing to pay, even if it brings peace.
CBS Foreign News correspondent Holly Williams reporting. Former Attorney General Bill Barr facing questions from lawmakers about the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein's death. Lawmakers subpoenaed Barr for his testimony. He was Attorney General at the time of Epstein's death. He personally reviewed almost 11 hours of jail footage from that night. Here's CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman.
It was very unusual for an Attorney General, Bill Barr, to personally oversee this investigation of Jeffrey Epstein, to personally be reviewing that surveillance footage. Also, his staff was on site shortly after Epstein's death. That was very unusual as well with an inmate death.
A 3-year-old boy is drowned at Lake of the Ozarks. Missouri State Highway Patrol reports it happened Sunday afternoon at the 4.8-mile mark of Glaze Arm. The toddler entered the water from the back of a boat and did not resurface. MHP says it's the second drowning fatality this month and the 7th in 2025. Construction of a data center in St. Charles is likely to fail after 2 council members say they'll vote no at tomorrow's meeting. That project has received pushback from residents concerned about water pollution and energy bill increases. It's also been kept secret which company wants to build the data center. The council members who plan to vote no say an open house last week about the project failed to answer many questions about the site. Obesity rates still rising in Missouri, according to Invigor Medical. In 2023, more than 35% of the Show Me State's population was obese, a rise of almost 5% over a 10-year period. But according to that data from the CDC, the age group where obesity is climbing fastest in Missouri is among 25 to 34-year-olds. More than 37% in that age group are considered obese, and that was a spike of more than 11% over that time period.
Sunshine and some clouds, very hot and humid this afternoon with a high of 97. A few places could see a thunderstorm later on. Partly cloudy, warm and sticky tonight with a thunderstorm in the area, low 78. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
It's 90 degrees already. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Weather sponsored by Renner Garage Door, forward and back, RENNER.
Cardinal Cowboy here. For over 65 years, Renner Garage Door has delivered top-notch service, sales, and installation. Get your free estimate today. RennerDoorSTL.com. Renner, forward and back.
RENNER. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX.
On Mondays at 11 o'clock, just after 11, we talk to our guy, independent news creator on Substack, YouTube, and Newsphere. Also contributes to News Nation. It is Chris Cillizza. He's got a daily newsletter called So What, and you should subscribe to that. Chris joins us now on KMOX. How's it going, Chris?
Hey, guys.
Hey, good to have you. So we are waiting for this huge meeting that is happening today with President Trump, Volodymyr Zelensky, and other leaders in Europe. So what is your take from, it hasn't happened yet, but what do we expect today after the president met with Putin last week?
Golly, I wish I knew, to be totally honest. To be a fly in the wall of that room with basically every major leader of Europe, Donald Trump and Volodymyr Zelensky. Look, I think that this is an attempt by the European leaders, all of whom have sort of moved their schedules around very rapidly to make sure they are in Washington today to avoid what we all saw happen in February, the last time Zelensky and Trump were in Washington together, where Trump and his vice president, J.D. Vance, sort of ganged up on Zelensky. Trump, was clearly annoyed. Vance said, "Why don't you say thank you for everything we've done?" Trump told Zelensky he didn't have any of the cards. I think European leaders understand that a deal that makes Vladimir Putin very happy is not only bad for Ukraine, that's obvious, but is also bad for sort of the broader security of Europe. And I think that there is there's a high awareness of that fact. And I think that's why they're all there, is to try to make sure that this doesn't descend into what we saw in February, and to make sure that Trump, who certainly has sounded a lot more pro-Putin coming out of that meeting, that summit on Friday, than he was going into it, that Trump doesn't just accede to everything that Vladimir Putin wants. I mean, it's hugely high stakes, although I'm not convinced that if we're looking for there's a deal or there's not a deal, I'm not convinced we get that out of this meeting today. But I think it is an attempt to kind of reel Donald Trump back in by these European leaders and Zelensky, obviously.
Is this meeting, does it happen like this with all of these European leaders if the meeting with Putin doesn't go the way it went? Because from what I've read, it seems like this was slapped together very quickly, and it is highly unusual.
No, I don't think it does. I mean, look, I think just remember, going into that meeting, Donald Trump basically says Putin has to agree to a ceasefire, or I'll be very angry, and there will be, in the words of Donald Trump, quote unquote, severe consequences if there isn't one. Well, he leaves the meeting with no deliverables, right? I mean, that press conference wasn't a press conference. They didn't take any questions, and there was nothing announced. And he says, well, we're not going to actually do a ceasefire now. We just need to go to a peace deal, which is what Putin is advocating for in theory, and there won't be any consequences. And I think if you look at that and you're the head of Britain, or you're the head of Germany, or the head of France, certainly if you're Volodymyr Zelensky, you look at that and say, this isn't great. And then you look on True Social on Sunday night, and Donald Trump is saying Ukraine could make a deal very easily. They just have to pledge to never try to get into NATO, and they have to cede some of their land to Russia. Well, I mean, that's very much what Vladimir Putin wants, and not at all what Vladimir Zelensky wants. So I think that is all concerning. And I think the rapidity, Chris, of which this meeting came together. Look, these people are busy. They are running countries. The fact that they were like, change everything on my schedule, I'm going to fly to Washington for a meeting with Trump, speaks to the gravity and the level of concern I think they have.
I want to get to some of the demands from Vladimir Putin. But before I do, just talking about the meeting in Alaska, Chris, I mean, this is a war criminal and an autocrat from a geopolitical adversary meeting on U.S. soil, not neutral ground. And as Fox News, I was watching the Fox News coverage of it, said Putin came in on a red carpet and steamrolled Donald Trump. That was the Fox News reporter. Well, it seems that Putin steamrolled Trump. Now, I think we're all here rooting for a ceasefire. I mean, I want Trump to be able to figure out some kind of peace, because you don't want this conflict to continue. But can you tell me, what do you think there's significance to the fact that Putin was here on U.S. soil and seemed to take charge?
I mean, the optics of these things really do matter, Amy. I'm always hesitant. People always say, you're reading too much into it. It's a good thing that they met. And look, if a deal comes out of this that does, and as you said, does lead to less or no people being killed in this war, that is a good thing. That said, I think what the shape of that deal looks like does matter. It matters because, remember, this was a war of Russian aggression, right? It's been going on for 3+ years, so it's easy to lose this. But look, Russia invaded Ukraine. I mean, it's as simple as that. And so what it looks like coming out, what is the shape of a deal, if there is a deal, does matter. And I think that Vladimir Putin understands this. And I also think he understands the optics of it. He understands the kind of the shaking of hands, with Donald Trump, the walking on the red carpet, the getting into the U.S. presidential limousine together, Putin speaking first at I'm not going to call it a press conference, at where they spoke to reporters afterward. Trump speaking very briefly, Trump taking no questions, which he almost never does. And then what's happened in the ensuing 72 hours, all of that is good for Vladimir Putin and bad for Volodymyr Zelensky. I mean, I don't think that means that the final deal will be a bad thing. We don't know if there's going to be a final deal, and we certainly don't know the parameters of it. But I don't know how you look back at the past 72 hours and think that isn't that if it's a zero-sum game between the U.S., Ukraine, and Russia, it's been very good for Russia and what Vladimir Putin wants, no question.
And I do think, too, the United States should be prepared for this because Putin steamrolls. That's what he does. I think when he met with Obama at a summit or something, he spoke for 48 minutes before Obama said anything. Mm-hmm. I mean, this isn't a surprise. We know who Putin is, but yeah, a lot of the demands, as you mentioned, were so Moscow friendly. Putin wants Ukraine demilitarized. Russia said it would cease its persecution of Ukrainian language speakers in exchange for official status for the Russian language in all of Ukraine. Mm-hmm. Putin wants 2,550 square miles of Ukrainian turf. He wants the West to recognize Crimea as Russian. He wants the Russian Orthodox Church to operate freely in Ukraine. And that, of course, is just a Kremlin offshoot. I mean, this is really Putin getting his way.
Well, and look, I think if he gets all of those things, there's no question that it's a very pro-Russia agreement. I don't want to prejudge it before we know, but you're right. There's no question about that. And, look, a lot of this stuff is kind of the public relations war. How does it play? How does it look? And right now, look, Donald Trump, the knock on Donald Trump vis-a-vis Russia has always been he's too friendly. He's too trusting. He likes Putin because Putin has kind of a iron grip on his country, and Trump is drawn to that. He's drawn to people who are strong and tough, which is how he praised Putin in the interview with Sean Hannity after the summit. I think that I want to know what comes out of this meeting in Washington on Monday afternoon. If Trump comes out and he's clearly annoyed and he thinks that he was being lectured, well, then I think we're in a different place. If he comes out and says, look, we're still supportive of Ukraine and this deal isn't a deal that they're going to accept, and I'm going to put some economic sanctions, as he had said he would do, economic sanctions on Russia unless and until they come to the table in a more sort of equitable way. Okay, well, that's a different conversation. But as of right now, yeah, I mean, I think it's been a very good last 72 to 96 hours for the Russians. And given Donald Trump's past with Russia and his willingness to praise Putin, and I'm reminded of Helsinki, Finland in 2018 when Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin met privately, and then Trump came out and he was asked whether Russia meddled in the election, which, by the way, 5 different investigations by the United States, including one led by Republicans in the Senate Intelligence Committee, have concluded that Russia did actively meddle. He said, well, he says he didn't, and I take his word for it. I mean, there's history here, and the history matters, and I think the history is concerning, and I think to Chris's point, that's why you saw basically every major European leader be like, I'm getting on a plane and I am flying over there.
So today, Chris, domestically, as we look ahead to the midterms next year, we got the news that Newsmax, the news outlet, who was sued by Dominion Voting Systems, the electronic voting machines, for, basically saying they were tampered with or fraudulent or, they screwed up the vote count. Well, they were sued and they have settled out of court because they did wrongdoing. And I think we all know that. And the president also today on Truth Social saying before the midterms, he wants to get rid of all mail-in voting and all of the voting machines. So what's your thought on this? Because that seems like just chaos that's about to ensue if he tries to do this.
Yeah, so on the Newsmax front, this is like Fox News. I mean, they realized that they were potentially going to face a massive financial judgment against them. So they settled at a lesser value because they knew they were in the wrong and would probably lose. So that to me is easy. I wish everyone would just acknowledge, just blaming Dominion or these places. That was not the issue in the election. On the mail-in balloting thing, it's so hard because I never know how much to take what Donald Trump says on Truth Social seriously. He says so many things, some of which he follows through on, some of which he doesn't. I don't know what a ban on mail-in balloting would look like. I will remind people, in case they don't remember, mail-in balloting was a thing that was led by Republicans in states because their voters, at the time suburban voters, were more inclined to take advantage of that sort of voting. It is switched, and now Democrats tend to lead in mail-in voting, and Republicans lead in same-day voting. But I would assume there would have to be an exemption for the military, right? I mean, if you're stationed abroad, you certainly can't vote in person. How would that work? So it's a lot of things he puts on True Social are half-baked. I don't ever know totally how seriously to take them. I don't know how seriously he takes them. And so I guess I'm in wait-and-see mode on that. And I don't know if by executive order you can do that. I will remind people the 10th Amendment establishes states' rights, and typically states have been in charge of how they conduct their elections, not the federal government. And I will also remind people that the Republican Party has always been that we need to let the states take the lead on sort of setting their own policies rather than having this big, overarching federal government telling them how to do things. So, I mean, there's just so much going on here. I never know how much has he thought this through and how much political capital is he willing to expend on it. And I don't know how you know that at this point.
Chris Cillizza, we love talking to you every Monday just after 11 o'clock, and we will be watching on YouTube and News Nation, Substack. You've got the daily newsletter called So What, and we want people to subscribe to that. Thanks for talking with us again.
Of course. Take good care.
Chris Cillizza joins us here on KMOX again every Monday. We talk to him just after the 11 o'clock news. It's Chris and Amy, and we're glad you're with us today. Do you know what's this week?
Oh my gosh, I do.
What?
Burgers.
Yes. St. Louis Burger Week.
It is.
It's happening this week. So coming up at 11:30, Mike Johnson of Sugar Fire and High Point Drive-In will be in studio with us. We'll talk to Liz Huff, who is the Vice President of Business Development with St. Louis Mag. We're going to talk about the Burger Week. It's a big week. We're excited.
And keep listening to us because we're also giving away Blues tickets.
Yeah, we'll tell you when you can win those tickets, but you got to be listening for your chance to win on 104.1 FM KMOX.
At 5, when others are running out of steam, the Redbird Rush Hour hits the gas. Kevin Wheeler, Matt Pauley, and Bernie Miklasz bring sharp analysis, fresh insight, and no recycled takes. Real baseball talk for fans who know the game. Redbird Rush Hour, weekdays at 5 on 104.1 FM KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, the unrivaled voice of baseball.
Hello, fellow Missourians. This is your Congressman, Bob Onder. My top priority is serving you. Whether you need help with a VA claim, Social Security, Medicare, or any other federal issue, my team and I are here to cut through the red tape and give you answers. In the last 6 months alone, we have returned over $1 million to taxpayers. Call my office or visit my website, onder.house.gov, to learn more. Missouri is my home, and I'm honored to serve you in D.C.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey guys,
Guys, Glover, right now, buy 2 windows and get 2 for free. No interest for 5 years. Call 314-334-2522. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. 1 discount per household.
Your home sold guaranteed, or I'll buy it. Hi, I'm Gloria Liu, broker owner at Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. And for over 20 years, I've been getting my home sellers the most money for their home and selling faster than the average agent. So when you're ready to sell your home or have questions, call me.
And I'm Debbie Monterey. For years, I've been telling you about Gloria Liu and why you should call her. Gloria has solutions and programs for every seller because she understands that every situation is different. Call Gloria and get your free instant home valuation, choose from multiple cash offers, or sell with certainty this summer because Gloria will guarantee upfront and in writing to sell your home at 100% of market value, or she will pay the difference. Hey, the St. Louis market is shifting. Now is a great time to call and get to know Gloria Liu like I have. Call 314-325-6888 or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. That's GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at LanceDruryLaw.com.
Hey guys, Kevin Wheeler here. I want to tell you about 213 Complex, which is available at Supplement Superstores. It is the most effective and powerful all-natural weight loss supplement ever developed. Here's what it does for me and what it will do for you. Optimizes thyroid function, which gets your metabolism rocking and rolling, helps you with appetite and craving control. All-day focused energy comes with that, plus the reduced cortisol levels helps you get a better night's sleep. So get out to Supplement Superstores, tell them Kevin Wheeler sent you in. They'll knock 30% off the 213 Complex. Find your location at supplementsuperstores.com.
It's the Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by the St. Louis Aquarium. Explore the St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station.
Monday.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores with you. Thank you all for participating in today's show at 314-436-7900, as well as voice messages. A lot of you utilizing the mic drop or microphone feature on the Odyssey app.
Yeah, the voice
message.
message is what we call it.
Yeah, but there's a microphone icon.
It says send a message or leave a message, something like that. If you're listening to the station, it is right there next to the listen live button.
You know when you hear coaches go, we got to send a message. That's what they mean.
We have to send a message to the Chris and Amy Show on KMOX.
We've got people leaving voice messages on how the Cardinals can attract more fans.
Oh, I can't wait to hear
This one's from Mitchell.
Hi, guys. It's Mitchell. One way you could get the people to go to the Cardinals game is have $2 hot dog nights.
Look, I don't think that's a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. I just know the dogs will end up on the field, probably.
I mean, there are deals you can get, like certain nights with tickets anyway. And the Sox used to do half price Mondays. Or I don't know if booze was half price. Actually, I think it might have been. Like they did half price everything on Monday.
I like
I'm
$2
pretty sure.
hot dogs.
Somebody does like dollar dog nights. I've seen that before.
I thought they had to not do dollar dog nights because everyone was throwing the dogs at each other.
Never heard that before.
I promise.
Really?
Yeah, I'm going to find it.
At Busch Stadium, they stopped doing dollar dog night?
At a different stadium.
Okay. Do you think Cardinals fans are the lot that's going to be throwing hot dogs across the stadium?
This year, yeah. This year.
I don't think so.
The best fans of baseball.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Mets fans, they're throwing wieners at him.
That's awesome.
Voice message from Ian.
To get people to go to Cardinals games, tickets got to be cheap, and beer's got to be cheap. It's called Busch Stadium, and yet you can't get a cheap beer. It just doesn't make any sense.
You know, I will say this. It's not the most expensive place to buy beer, but it's definitely not the cheapest.
Yeah.
It is not.
I like Dollar Dog Night.
Now, they do have the above the Bud Terrace at the very top of the stadium. They have like a $5 draft bar, and all the drafts are $5 all night. So that's a pretty good deal, but you got to go to the very top of the stadium to get it. And you can see the bar from inside. It's not like in the concourse. It's, it's forward facing.
Okay.
So I've been up there.
That's what we get.
That's what, I thought we had more.
I think maybe we should come up with our own ideas, like Chris and Amy bobblehead day or something, to get the people.
I think this is a great idea. Let's start to crowdsource. Other than cheap hot dogs, cheap beer.
How do you get people in the
cheap
stadium?
tickets?
And
How do
winning,
you get
other
people...
than winning.
Other than winning. Okay.
Other than
So we know what ways to get people in. Got to win ball games. That's number
This
one.
is out of the box thinking.
Yes. So got to win ball games, number one.
Yeah.
Number two, cheaper. Everything cheaper. That will get people in. We're not doing safety concerns. We've heard those complaints.
Safety concerns.
Yeah, like I don't feel safe going to Busch Stadium. You know, that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's not true.
Yeah. So this is what we'll do. Give us your ideas. Give us your ideas of how, other than those obvious things, what other things can we do to get people in the seats?
I have one. Let's say the Cardinals aren't going to the playoffs. I mean,
they are not going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
But let's say they are.
Let's say they are. Okay. I didn't
Not
know.
this year.
It's not mathematically
it could be
out.
soon. It could be, it could be
But
next year. You never
mathematically,
know.
they're not eliminated yet. That's my point. So we know they're not going to the playoffs. Okay. So what if so you buy tickets that are purchased, and you go to the game, and you're present. One person gets chosen to play the outfield for an inning.
This isn't banana ball.
Well, no, they don't even do that in banana
No,
ball.
they don't.
We're not going to the playoffs anyway. Put them in left field.
There might be a liability issue with that. I guess you could sign a waiver.
You could sign a waiver.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. No ideas are bad, except for maybe this one from a 636 who says free condom night. I don't know how that's going to get people to the ballpark.
When I was little, I thought condom was short for condominium.
It is.
So I was like, are we going to our condom now?
It is. That's exactly. It is. How did you know? John watching on Facebook says, how about validated parking?
Honestly, free parking would be sick.
It
would be great. That's a great idea.
Validated. Can you imagine the line to get your parking validated leaving Busch Stadium?
But what if they didn't validate it? Just all parking lots are free that night.
You could do that probably.
What a great idea.
Yeah, send us your ideas. How to get people to the ballpark, aside from winning and the obvious cheap tickets and all that stuff. Let us know what you think. Our Twitter account is at Chris Amy. At Chris Amy KMOX. Oh my God, what a story. At Chris Amy KMOX, or text in 314-436-7900. Burger Week starts tomorrow in St. Louis. We got Mike Johnson from High Point and Sugar Fire, Liz Huff with St. Louis Magazine, coming in next on KMOX.
It's the annual KMOX Blood Drive with the American Red Cross, August 21st from 2 to 7 at multiple locations. Everyone who attempts to donate receives a $15 e-gift card. Make an appointment in the Red Cross Blood Donor app or at redcrossblood.org and enter KMOX for a drive near you.
It's hot and getting hotter. A high today of 97. Right now we're at 89. Real field temperature 104. It's going to be hot and humid all day long. Could be a thunderstorm in the area late this afternoon or into the evening. A low tonight, 76.
This report is sponsored by Metro Transit.
Get a Metro Transit $5 day pass from Metro St. Louis and go anywhere Metro goes, no matter how far or how long, all day long. Super chill, clean, safe, and reliable, not to mention AC and free Wi-Fi. Go to metrostl.org to get your pass today.
Flashback to 1985 when the hair was big, the colors were bright, and the Cards were the National League champs. Don't miss 80s night at Busch Stadium on Friday, September 5th. With a special themed ticket, fans will take home a throwback 1985 National League champs crew neck sweatshirt. Plus, jam out to your favorite 80s hits at a pregame concert by Decade of Decadence. Get your tickets now at cardinals.com/theme.
This is Willie McGee, St. Louis Cardinals for the loop.
Hola amigos, this is Polo Asensio, Spanish broadcaster for your Cardenales, inviting you to Fiesta Cardenales presented by State Farm on September 7th. With a theme ticket, fans will take home a lightweight Cardenales hooded pullover. Don't miss a special heritage celebration in Budweiser Terrace before the game. A portion of each ticket sold will benefit the Hispanic Education, Cultural, and Scholarship Foundation. For tickets or details, visit cardinals.com/fiesta.
Now, 90 and 60. A look back at the latest St. Louis City SC match. Presented by Woods Basement Systems, Inc.
Delford wide position, flares across, headed by Chicago. Falls out for Ostrak. Ostrak, a touch.
Yes.
He scores! Ostrak crosses back post, slips through. Hardo, shot. He shoots and scores! Oh, he roofs it, baby. Tipped by Brady, but right onto the ceiling. Gutierrez, hot shot. He scores. Oh, beats a diving Berkey to his left, slips one in. Final score, Chicago 3, St. Louis City 2.
Up next, City SC faces Vancouver Whitecaps FC Saturday night. Kick at 8:30 on Y98.
Tripping over uneven concrete? Don't replace it, raise it with concrete leveling. Call the All Things Basementy experts, Wood Basement Systems, for a free estimate at 618-249-5503 or learn more at woodsbasementsystems.com.
Many people dream of learning how to play the piano. Hi, this is Kathy from Lacefield Music, but few ever do. And here are a few of the reasons why. I can't read music, it will take too long, it's too expensive, it's too hard, or I've tried before and I failed. This would be true with most piano lessons, but not with Lacefield Music's innovative adult piano classes. With Lacefield Music's classes, you will learn how to read music and play with both your right and left hand the very first week. And you'll be able to play all your favorite songs in only 8 weeks. Maybe not fast, but you'll be able to play them. Lacefield Music's adult piano course is usually $100, but only twice a year we open this course up to the public for the low price of only $29.99. That's only $29.99 for all 8 weeks. What have you got to lose? Classes are forming now in our Chesterfield location. Call 636-778-2070 or go to lacefieldmusic.com to sign up online. That's lacefieldmusic.com.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
Calling all future sportscasters. Sharpen your skills and learn from the best of the Missouri Broadcasters Association Sportscasters Forum, Tuesday, September 16th in St. Louis. Join Cardinals beat reporters, broadcasters, and the legendary John Rooney, the voice of the Cardinals, for insider sessions on play-by-play, interviewing, reporting, and more. Then cap the day with a Cards-Reds game at Busch Stadium. Open to college students and broadcasting pros. Just $10 for students, lunch, and a game ticket. Space is limited. Register by September 2nd at MissouriBroadcasters.org.
Cards manager Ollie Marble joins the Gas House Gang every Tuesday at noon. Sponsored by Siteman Cancer Center on the voice of the Cardinals. 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores with you on a Monday, and Mondays might be kind of a drag, but we know how to make it better because we've got Liz Huff, Vice President of Business Development with St. Louis Magazine, and Mike Johnson, chef and owner of High Point Drive-In and Sugar Fire Smokehouse. They're in studio for St. Louis Burger Week, which starts tomorrow, presented by St. Louis Magazine. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
You brought in some IPAs.
We did. We brought beer from our friends at Goose Island and some burgers for your Monday.
Oh, nice.
I love
It's also
it.
nice of you guys to offer to give free burgers to everybody in St. Louis. I can't believe you did that.
Aren't we
fantastic.
so generous?
I know we changed our name to Max Local Eats,
we
by
are
the way.
givers.
Max Local Eats.
We switched up a week ago.
We're giving
but
away 3 million hamburgers.
I heard on the radio there was a program that said you were giving away free burgers.
marijuana.
You know it's going to happen.
Just go to Max.
Okay, they're not giving
Ask
away
the
free
man.
burgers.
No.
Just so
But they're a
don't
deal.
start blowing them up.
But they are a deal. So St. Louis Burger Week returns. What year is this for Burger Week?
Oh, gosh. That's the first time you've asked me that, and I don't know the answer. It's like a lot.
Is it 2
It's
or 3
been
digits?
No, it's not that many, but it's probably been 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
But this is the first year that St. Louis Magazine is fully executing it and presenting it. So it's all being run out of St. Louis, all local. 20 really amazing restaurants, $10 burgers at each of the restaurants. If you go to burgerweekstlouis.com, you can download the app, which will give you all of the burger restaurants that are participating and their featured burger. So the featured burger from Tuesday to Sunday is $10. That's why Mike is here. He has a really phenomenal featured burger that he has brought you in his spiffy little bag over there.
Only
you
the
did
best.
Oh my gosh, you
Only
did
the best
bring-
for you guys.
Wow.
That's when you know it's a good burger. It's in a
Look.
Ziploc bag and wrapped in foil.
I think you should actually, at High Point, you should change your service to this. This is how you should serve burgers in a Ziploc bag.
I love Ziploc bags. So what is your featured burger, Mike?
It's it's like a patty melt, but it's got, we use regular buns, so it's got a burger with Swiss and cheddar and fried onions and Thousand Island, just on a regular burger bun. Bacon.
Oh, instead of like the sourdough.
Instead of the
that you-
sourdough.
yeah.
We don't want to get too crazy.
No, that's
all that flavor on there. We don't want to get.
Hey, calm down. Calm down, Ron.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We're only paying $10 for this thing. Let's not get out. Yeah,
but
I'm running the business.
I feel like we're at St. Louis Burger Week. Be excited, but not too excited.
Yeah.
Keep it cool.
Yeah. Don't
Come
get
on.
too piped up.
Come out for St. Louis Burger Week, but
Pump
you
the
know, keep it
brakes.
down.
Keep it down.
Keep it down
Be
a little
chill.
bit.
Yeah, be cool. Don't be a big dork about it, okay?
How'd you decide on that?
I actually, what had happened was when I showed up with Liz the other day for radio is when I was informed what we were doing.
Oh, okay.
I don't really
It's
pay.
PR
Like, we
team.
have a team of people that get to do this stuff like now because we have 9 High Points, and so like the Molly is our marketing master.
We've
and,
spoken to Molly. She's really
and
nice.
Will is in charge of some chef stuff, and I think they collaborated.
Okay.
And a lot of times they'll run it by me or something, but I didn't hear about it this time. I should be more in charge.
No, this is a great leader. You're delegating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna make up a story about how it came to me in a dream.
Yeah.
It was so amazing, but I just can't. I can't do it anymore. It's our last interview. I don't care anymore. It's been exhausting.
Last week it was a great story.
Oh,
This
yeah.
week he's done.
I'll
He's
tell you
tapped
what,
out.
This would be such a good slogan for High Point and or Sugar Fire. It could just be Sugar Fire. We're over it.
I'm done.
It's done. I mean, it's just too much.
You don't like it? That's on you. No refunds.
Do you feel like, because we see a lot of like social media posts from, and this is kind of related, but I guess a little not, from bar owners or restaurant owners, and they have like a problem customer.
Yeah.
And they sort of blow the customer up on social
I'll show
media.
you the
And
best one.
everybody gets behind the restaurant. Sort of like this customer is always right thing is not.
They're not always right.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I have the best whenever I can't say it. It's really bad, and it's still on Yelp. I'm gonna show it to you before we leave, because I get sent it all the time. It's still out there. It's from like 13 years ago. I blew this guy up. Like never, no one has ever been blown up. It's amazing. It's art. And the guy came back. He gave us 1 star. Came back with a 5-star the next day and said he was sorry.
Oh,
wow.
But I went after his grandmother. I gotta show it to you. I'll text you.
You went after his grandma.
The
What did
gist
she
of it
do?
is, he said the gums are the ribs are so soft because the chef is lazy. He boiled them. I call 'em my grandma's gummy ribs, and I basically said your grandma's gums aren't as soft as you think. Trust me, I'd know.
Oh no!
I swear to God, it's on Yelp. It's out there. And so after that, I never really responded to anybody.
Yeah, because people are, but I think it's amazing that you'll have so many people seeing these posts and get on the restaurant side, because you would think, oh, the customer gets to say, they're always right. They can say
It
whatever
doesn't
they
bother
want
me
to.
anymore. A lot of our franchisees get upset, but I'm sure someone had. I mean, sometimes we're doing 20 locations. Sugar Fire, we're doing 20,000 people a day. I'm sure a couple people got screwed. I believe it. It happens.
So if somebody gets screwed, what do you do?
They get make it right, get them money back, and try and do all we can. But I'm sure I totally believe it.
So it's like,
I don't get offended.
It's
I
like
don't.
Sugar Fire. Like the customer's not always right, but sometimes we're wrong.
Yeah.
But if you're the
He's still not right,
2000s,
though.
you might get screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might get screwed. Yeah.
Yeah. What's that billboard that guy has? Just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. You see that billboard? There's a lawyer's billboard.
I don't don't know this
I know.
one.
I've seen that
Yeah.
billboard.
Yes.
It is just because you did it doesn't mean
Yeah.
it's guilty.
It's for a lawyer here in
It's for-
town.
yeah,
It's
defense
amazing.
attorney. Oh god.
So St. Louis Burger
Hey,
Week.
let's talk about
Yeah,
burgers.
Sorry.
How about those burgers?
So $10.
$10 starts tomorrow.
We don't care.
We're over
If
it.
you want to go, go. If you don't. We don't care. Okay?
Lost control.
What do you
Do
want
what
us
you
to
want
do?
to do.
What is this? What's your job? You're supposed to. Are you supposed to be controlling this?
I can control
It's a
these
mess.
people. Uncontrollable.
What is your
This thing's
job?
off the rails.
Yeah, Pajeski, do something
Yeah.
about
It's
this.
my fault. It's my fault. You're
He's-
right.
He doesn't know what's
Burger
going on.
Week.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
It's happening.
Yeah, burgers.
Download the app. It will give you all of the information. It'll tell you everybody's burgers. You also can check in when you go. And if you check into more than 5 restaurants, you will be entered to win a bunch of gift cards and some really cool swag from Goose Island. So our friends AB are our sponsors, and they've given us a bunch of fun stuff to give away. And all of the burgers are on the app, all the check-ins and everything. So highly encourage you to eat burgers for the next 6 days, lunch and dinner.
Well, of course.
Support local restaurants. Give back to St. Louis.
Burger
Do all that
Week.
good stuff.
Burger Week stlewis.com.
Burger Weeks. Yes.
Yeah, you go there and then you can get the app.
Yes, you can.
And also, as you mentioned, to support local businesses. I don't know how it's been at your establishments, but talking to just like restaurant owners, it's been kind of a down summer, whether it's the heat or inflation or people are just watching their money. It's been tough for a lot of local restaurants. We just need to get more people out at restaurants. I know some restaurants that are patio reliant.
Yes.
It's 115
hot.
degrees
Gross.
outside.
Yes.
Yeah. And so this would be a great time to go support local restaurants, but also the weather's going to break
gonna
on
cool
Wednesday. So Burger Week starts tomorrow. Get your burger
And so-
inside.
yeah.
And get your burger outside on
On
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
I mean, you can take it outside if you want. If you're crazy.
Take it outside.
You do you.
Yeah.
You eat
We
your burger where you
we
want to
don't
eat your
care.
burger.
We don't care.
Well, anything else we need to know about High Point? Anything new, fresh going on there? I mean, there's always
just-
something new.
Yeah.
You're-
We got 9 locations now. It's going real well.
Yeah.
So nothing new. I don't
Very
think.
good.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
Yeah.
that's
Hey,
It's
you know
fine.
what's new? You
Yeah,
guys were
it's
just
fine.
voted the #1 burger in St. Louis.
Oh, we got voted #1 burger in St.
Yeah.
Louis.
Wait, on the
you
A
should be
list?
telling
Yes.
everybody that.
Every
Yes.
year we win every year.
When did they tell you that you
It's
won?
getting boring.
Oh, it's right here. Hot off the presses. Here's the magazine.
So wait.
Oh, it is?
So
Yeah.
we didn't win.
I guess we didn't win.
We
Yeah.
didn't, we
Well,
didn't win.
What?
I don't know.
You guys
Some
entered?
talk
Well,
show
yeah,
or
okay,
something. I
well,
don't know.
Yeah, we were entered. We
Oh,
were,
for
you were-
talk show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
let's
think
look
we
and
won.
see.
Not for the burger.
Oh, not with this
You thought
setup.
we were
You
in
let
a
me get
burger?
look at this plastic bag burgers.
That's all we get. I don't know if we won or not,
I
but
think
I
they
think
would've
somebody would have
told us.
notified us.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Chris and Amy show.
No.
What?
Finalists.
No.
Oh, we're fight. So is it
Wow.
over?
It's over.
Who won?
Who
Dave
won?
Glover won.
Oh, what
Glover.
the hell? This is your fault,
I know.
Amy.
See, we didn't even
You
want to
have
win.
to campaign.
We did. I said vote
No,
for
you
us
didn't.
because we were trying to split the vote. We just didn't want Glover to win.
That's why I
See?
brought Glover the burger on the silver platter.
Wow.
There you go.
See, this is what happens, Amy, when you don't tell people that they should vote.
I didn't tell my family. I forgot.
Oh,
I
fail.
couldn't log in.
You were
I didn't
such-
vote.
You were such an
What?
Listen,
Do you know how easy it is to vote?
Yeah,
Don't
she-
be saying you couldn't
the
log in, ma'am.
simplest- The simplest tasks are a real problem for her.
It's actually true. I can hard tasks. I'll tackle simple tasks. Anyway, I didn't vote. My family didn't vote, and that's probably why we lost.
Well, I just want you to know, Mike Johnson, you've got a lot of people who have texted into the show and said this is the best. Big Blonde Dan says he's going to Sugar Fire now.
Nice.
Yep.
All right,
Nice.
good.
Yeah.
Do you like
And-
my rim
Can Dan
thing?
get a
My rim
burger
joke?
first?
I think so, yeah.
Is it that they like the insouciance? Is that what they like?
I guess. Mike
This
Johnson.
guy's got a real cavalier attitude toward his burgers.
He doesn't care.
Either you show up or you don't. You like
Whatever.
it or you don't. Well, I'm not going to
I'm not like
coddle
that,
you.
though. I'm just joking.
Well, you're getting business, so
Yeah.
I
All
would
right,
just
good. All right.
stick
It's
with
working.
it.
Yeah.
It's working.
It's working.
Mike
Lean into
Johnson, chef and owner at High Point and Sugar Fire. We appreciate you. Liz Huff, Vice President of Business Development with St. Louis Magazine. Burger Week starts tomorrow, St. Louis Burger Week. So go to burgerweekstlewis.com and download the app. Thanks, guys, for coming in.
Thanks for
Looking
having us.
forward to tomorrow.
Thank you.
guys.
It's Chris and Amy. Oh, let's do this. Tickets to give away.
Oh my gosh.
Caller number
say
what?
9.
Caller 9 to the contest line. We'll get a pair of tickets to see the Blues And Minnesota Wild opening night, October 9th. You can have those tickets if you're caller number 9 to 314-955-1120. 955-1120. It's Chris and Amy on KMOX.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I've been asked many times how Morgan & Morgan became the largest injury firm in the world. I think I know. When someone comes to us for an on-the-job injury, we have a huge workers' compensation practice. But many times we find a defective product that was responsible for that injury. Luckily for them, we have a product liability section headed by my son, Mike. In addition to the comp case, there is a product case too. Other times, the injured worker is fired or harassed for bringing that claim. We have them covered. Our employment lawyers handle retaliation claims as well as wage theft and discrimination cases, and in some cases need to file for Social Security benefits. No problem. We became big for a reason. 30% of our new cases come as referrals from former clients. Hiring us is easy. Go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer, or call Pound Law on your cell, pound 529. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
It doesn't take a lot to make a big difference.
That's why we've teamed up with Jerry Kelly Heating and Cooling to bring you 100 acts of kindness.
For the next 6 months, the Chris and Amy Show is challenging you to spread kindness in simple, meaningful ways. No big budget needed.
Write a thank you note, help a neighbor, surprise someone with a smile. It all counts.
Let's prove that kindness is contagious. Share your acts with us by using hashtag 100KindActs.
Because a little kindness goes a long way.
Feel like everything's clouded by doubt? Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com. Our psychics are available to talk 24/7, and we guarantee if it's not life-changing, it's free. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Check the back seat. Check the back seat.
Gets in your head, right? Good, because every year dozens of children are forgotten in the back seat. Cars get hot fast and can be deadly, so get it in your head. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This Labor Day weekend, we're celebrating Bob's Discount Furniture's 200th store milestone with the entire Bob's family across the country. For more than 30 years, we've believed everyone deserves the home they love. That's why we brought our everyday low prices on furniture, mattresses, and more to over 200 locations from coast to coast and counting. Not to mention free treats for the whole family in our cafes. Celebrate Bob's Discount Furniture's 200 store milestone this Labor Day weekend.
Oh, my Bob!
When you want a brand new kitchen, there's nothing to it. There's a brand new way to do it. 3-day kitchen and bath.
Maureen talks about her experience using 3-day kitchen and bath.
I had for years been dreaming how I wanted my kitchen down to every detail. When 3-day kitchen and bath came, they were thrilled to death that I knew exactly what I wanted. They came back with a drawing and it was perfect. It was exactly what I wanted. They came in, they did their thing, and it turned out as perfect as I imagined it. The quality of it is beautiful. It's amazing. It is beautiful. They were efficient. They were trustworthy. The recommendations were unquestionable, and they were going to do exactly what I wanted. I had a lovely experience.
Start your remodel today by visiting 3daykitchen.com.
At 3-day kitchen and bath.
Community America is stepping up in St. Louis and showing what excellence in banking looks like. Or in other words, they're winning. Opening more branches? Win. Competitive loan rates? Win. Wealth management? Win. Which now makes sense why they asked me, Cardinal shortstop Mason Wynn, to tell you. That's win with 2 N's, not one. It's time to bank like the Mason winner you are. It's time your financial partner was invested in you. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
Chris Ranji, Amy Mark Scores. The Chris and Amy Show on 104.1 FM, KMOX.
Congratulations to Tom from St. Louis. He is going to the Blues home opener at Enterprise.
At Enterprise
Center.
Center.
Say home opener, season opener, isn't it?
I don't know what they call it.
Home opener is to baseball.
Yeah, but it is the home opener technically.
But is it also the season opener, right? October 9th?
Maybe. Well, they play on October 2nd. It doesn't matter. What we
None
know,
of it matters.
what we know is that you can go for the rest of the week. We're going to be giving away tickets for this event, the opening night for the Blues, all week long.
It's
So you have to be listening for your chance to win tomorrow
It
and
is-
through Friday.
The Blues are opening the 2025-26 NHL season at home against the Minnesota Wild at Enterprise. And so Tom gets to go. And like Ron said, a lot of you can go, maybe. Well, 4 more people can go.
Yeah, I'm sure you can get tickets. If you gotta get
if
in
they
there and
win.
buy them. Oh yeah, if you win.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You got to listen all week.
Yeah,
That's
we
a
like
fun game.
We love free tickets here, and we love to give them away, and we do that all the time. So a lot of people really loved the burger interview.
Did they?
Yes. Text message says that was the funniest burger interview I've heard. So another one. Holy cow! How much did y'all smoke during that segment? I laughed with you. That was great. Mike Johnson is great, and those restaurants are fantastic. Sugar Fire and High Point. So very fortunate to have places like that here in St. Louis. We have a pretty good restaurant scene.
We
Actually,
do. And this really, we didn't mention this, but there's St. Louis Burger Week this week. And there's great deals. 20-something restaurants are participating. And not only is it fun, but you really are supporting locally owned restaurants. And there will actually be 3 different food weeks this year. So in October, a couple months from now, it'll be Taco Week.
Oh, let's go.
And in November, it will be Toasted Ravioli Week.
Toasted Ravioli Week?
In November.
Oh, I guess we're having toasted ravioli segments and taco segments coming up.
Yeah, the taco segment will be fun.
We could plan ahead for that one.
I love Mexican food.
Oh my God.
I guess that's a lot of our Mexican food though is Tex-Mex, right?
Yeah.
Like the kind of the chain Mexican restaurants that you think of might be more Tex-Mex.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If you could, and health was not a concern,
Mexican.
just one genre of food, you had to stick with it forever.
Well, okay. I struggle because I actually love the Mediterranean diet. That's what I eat, and it's
It does taste good.
Might be my favorite, but Mexican's right there, and Chinese.
Oh,
I love, but also Vietnamese because I like pho.
yeah. I think I'm going with seafood.
That's
I know a
not
lot of people do not. Yes, I think it is. I think seafood is considered a genre in
It's
itself.
not a diet. There's Chinese food, Mexican food. So you would eat only seafood?
Yeah.
Ugh.
If I could do that,
Ugh.
yeah, absolutely.
Do you want? Okay, this is something. I think this must be getting popular. Have you ever had a shrimp burger?
Is it like chopped up, made into a patty kind of thing?
Yeah, they take the shrimp and they throw it in a food processor.
Oh,
And
interesting.
then squish it together. And I'm not gonna lie, it sounds kind of gross to me. I bet it's fine. Like I would eat it. I'm not so grossed out I wouldn't eat it. It's just there's something a bit off-putting about blending a bunch of shrimp in a blender.
Well, you ever had a salmon burger?
Yeah,
It's kind of a similar thing.
it's a little weird. But at least salmon is like one salmon, part of the salmon that you're blending versus like 100 salmon that you're blending.
Oh, I don't know what the difference is,
Because it's a bunch of shrimps.
which all taste the same.
At any rate, I've seen it on multiple cooking shows recently, so it must be a new thing. The old shrimp burger.
We want you to let us know because we were referencing the St. Louis Post-Dispatch article by Derek Gould talking about Cardinals attendance and how it is down dramatically this year. They are 19th overall in attendance when, I mean, we're used to years and years of them being at least number 7.
Yeah.
And there was like 7 years in a row where they were number 2 behind the Dodgers. They just fantastic attendance. And this year's been a dramatic drop off. So we're crowdsourcing with you.
Crowdsourcing.
Here's what we need from you. Tell us a way to get people to the ballpark that does not include winning or cheap tickets. Let us know what you think would draw people out to Busch Stadium. We know winning does it. We know cheap
You
tickets
can't
can
count
do
that,
it.
yeah.
So it's not that stuff. You
So,
tell us what you think
Like
on Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX, or you could text in too.
a fun one is Dollar Dogs. John, who's watching on Facebook, said validated parking.
Yep.
But let's just say you did free parking night. I mean, I would go.
Free parking.
Well, that's amazing.
Well, they don't
Do
own
free-
all the lots. That's
no,
the
I know.
thing.
You'd have to have a community push.
A community of lots.
Yeah. Or to John's point, it would have to be validated, meaning the Cardinals pay all the parking. That sounds expensive.
That is very expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
A text message here says that the shrimp burger is popular in South Florida, and it is very good. So maybe you should give it a try.
Yeah, like I said, I wouldn't not eat it. I think, you know how you don't want to see how the sausage is made?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you don't want to see how the shrimp burger is made.
See, I don't think that would bother me.
Smushed shrimp?
Yeah, I'm perfectly okay with it. It does not bother me whatsoever. Because I don't think they're not putting a bunch of different ingredients in it, like chemicals or whatever. It's just
There's just a lot of
shrimp.
There's certain things that are unusual when they're blended, like shrimp.
Yeah.
You don't put a lot of shrimp in the blender. That's not a normal thing.
Texter here says free beer and nachos would bring me in a minute to the ball game. I do love nachos.
Yeah.
All right. Let us know on Twitter at Chris Amy KMOX. Thank you for listening today. And thank you for voting for us in the St. Louis Mag A-list. Those of you who did, even if you did without the help of Amy Mark scores because she didn't tell anybody to do it. So we lost because of Amy. Bad teammate.
Bad teammate. I am a bad teammate. Can
Bad
I say one last thing? Happy birthday to my mom.
Happy birthday, Mom. You should have voted for us.
Well, I didn't tell her to. That was my fault.
Gas House Gang is coming up next. Tom Ackerman and me. We'll have John Rooney on the show. Derek Stevens from Circa Sportsbook. He'll be with us as well because Circa is one of the new apps that you'll be able to use to bet on sports starting in December. We'll talk to Derek. We've got that coming up. Gas House Gang is next on KMOX. I'm amazed at how good Fredbird smells.
Don't get lulled into believing the IRS is getting soft.